Hello! See, as usual, my creepy little ditchlings. I'm hoping, if my camera's too big, I'll shrink it a little, but I'm hoping that since it's on this side, it won't be too bad. And this is, usual disclaimer, this is a horror game. Depending on choices made and chapter being played, content warnings can include body horror, realistic gore, death, dead, dying, and injured animals, amputation, child amputation, unreality, hanging, implied parental abuse, jump scares, substance abuse, children in peril, child death, claustrophobia, emetophobia/vomiting, disturbing imagery and situations, auditory gore, and stalking. Those are all, again, the potential content warnings that may, like, not all of those are going to happen in every chapter or in every playthrough even. Also, hello, unknown enemy. It's going pretty well overall, although if you see me moving my arm a little funny, I've got a weird unexplicable pain, so forgive me if I'm a little fidgetier than normal. It's kind of dealing with all content warning speedrun challenge. Oh man. That would be that'd be a lot. Gosh, I'm just trying to think if you could get... I feel like you could actually get all of the content warnings thus far in... You could maybe get all of them in one go. In one playthrough, maybe. No, because I don't think you can have the amputation and the child, because I don't think you can have the amputation and the child death, because I think the child death is if you leave the two girls trapped in the mine. So, oh, hello, Nason! Thank you for lurking! So, you could get almost all of them, but there are a couple that are mutually exclusive. Alright. So we're picking up from the beginning of chapter 3, and I'm gonna do the typical recap of the previous chapter and the choices I made therein, and oh gosh, I gotta remember which... I have so many playthroughs. It was one of these. Maybe it was the one... Huh. Yeah, that looks right. That sounds familiar. I think I might actually technically have started chapter 3 before, but I want this to all be a single playthrough of chapter 3, so... Alright, so as it says in my title, this is the final, or the final for now, chapter of my Thembo run, which is my hot and powerful build character who would be a himbo, but for being non-binary, therefore is a Thembo. And I think it'll be nice to have chapter 3 all in one go, because the thing that I usually cut off at 10 for is not happening tonight as far as I'm aware, so I should be able to go all the way through the chapter. Alright, well, thanks for hanging out and lurking, unknown enemy. And I wish you the best with getting your homework done. And let's get this thing started. Yeah, it's funny because I'm looking at this and I'm like, that makes it look like I sure did play up through a little bit of chapter 3, but I don't care. Like I said, we're starting from the beginning. So, let's do it. I would like to see... Yes, please do give me a full recap. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Tabitha. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Duke. Come on, You, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. And because of powerful build, we solved this choice by you heroically dive forward, tucking Gretchen under one arm and grabbing the flashlight with the other. Duke, I said aim the damn thing! Quick! Perfect. Right, and I also punched a ditchling in the beginning, which just felt very good Thembo energy. As it recoils, you plant a foot firmly in the ground and throw your body towards the abomination to your right, your fist firmly connecting with a powerful haymaker. Its body feels wrong, as if your blow had just collided with a bag of loose organs instead of with a living creature. And of course, we have our video filter ditchling friends in the background here. Just trying to adjust it. My camera's currently mirrored, so I'm trying to adjust myself to be more in the center of the thing. Yeah, okay. Oh, and it looks like the camera's just barely not cutting off any of the dialogue. So that's good. Oh, and also if my hair, you see my hair dramatically blowing in the wind, it's because I have a little fan trained on me. Alright, Sybil. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen. A sign of great suffering and destruction to come. I'm gonna have to remember. It's been a while, so I'm having to remember all of my voices for the characters. Aw, yeah, we stayed at Stella's house. Stella lies beside you, and the two of you settle into a comfortable silence in the darkened room, her heartbeat and the gentle moan of the Appalachian wind near deafening in the otherwise quiet atmosphere. With her beside you, the events of the evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments, for now, you're safe and you're warm. And then the next morning, Tabitha showed up, saying, from now on, you're back at the estate by bedtime. No more impromptu sleepovers. And we also told Avery the whole story. So Avery says, wow, that is some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. I'm gonna keep my ears open for you. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Oscar. Have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I've wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. Kanika. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out? Stella. Nothing strenuous, we promise. Dr. Kelly. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now anyways. Wayne. Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask. Oh, his voice sucks for my throat. I should work on that. You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. Kanika. She didn't. Stella. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. Kanika. But the Shaw Mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed over 100 people. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. Yeah, as I recall, I was feeling like I had done all of the rounds of questioning and had made Tabitha really angry, so I'm like, alright, I should at least let her know that we're going in. And then I dithered a lot over whether I wanted to keep a run where we waited for Tabitha or if I wanted to do one where I went in without her, but I ultimately decided that since my mental logistics were that my character was really stressed about upsetting Tabitha, it made more sense to be patient and wait for her. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. Tabitha. What is it? You know I'm in a meeting. Bingu. A kid just snuck into the Shaw mine. I figured you should know. Tabitha. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Ugh, whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, alright? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. But then I think I did? I think that in the previous run through that I did actually wait for her. Anyway, skipping ahead, Becca. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says that they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left, so it's actually really safe and we can hang out here whenever we want. Tabitha. Correction! Your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning. Rosalina. My dad says our house is haunted. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Kanika. Wait a second, where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? There is something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it. But you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator. Tabitha. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there! Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light of the flashlight illuminates the something that I can never read fast enough. The sigil on the wall there. Stella. Pengu! Pengu, are you alright? Rosalina. Well, wait! Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they were going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. When you close your eyes, you see Rosalina's face, twisted with pain, staring up at you with tear-streaked cheeks. Trapped by powers beyond her control, terrified of what her now uncertain future would hold. Alright, and that is the recap of the first 2 chapters. Time to wake up. Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as your eyes flit open. You managed to survive a second night in the town of Scarlet Hollow. Oof. As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the Shaw mines still stuck to your skin. And of course, we're gonna go take a shower. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. The water is hot and, surprisingly enough, clean. As steam fills your lungs and soot washes down the drain, you... and then because powerful build and hot, and really leaning into that Thembo energy, my mind is a blank slate. I think about nothing. Your mind is a blank slate. You think about nothing and finish your shower. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Time to start your day. Okay, let's check on our opossum friend. There are 2 of them now. You wave down at the opossums. They look up at you. Close the dresser. You've had enough of the growing family of opossums that live in your dresser, at least for the time being. Let's look out the window. You walk over to the window, fondly thinking about the pleasant view it provided you on Monday. It's the same view. Fair enough. You turn back to the guest room. Let's glance at the closet. Every time you see that doll, your heart skips a beat. It hasn't moved, right? That's enough of this closet. You turn back to the guest room. Okay, you pull out your phone and open up your group chat with Stella and Kanika. Oh man, there's so many options. Oh, alright, I'm thinking... Morning, how are you guys holding up is a nice, friendly option. Can't wait to ghost bust tonight, or I get to meet Reese today are both very good excitement options. I'm gonna not do that one for this time. I'm gonna be somewhat excitable. Can't wait to ghost bust tonight. It'll probably be a bit before you get a response. And you pull out your phone to text Stella. Yes, so on this run, this is the run in which I am also aiming for a romance with Stella. So I'm gonna choose this hot option of thinking about you. It'll probably be a while before you get a response. And I am not going to text Kanika, although I did on one run, which got me the keep your options open achievement, which I'm kind of not so secretly hoping might lead to me. I would be really happy if the developers included the option to be polyamorous in this and, like, choose multiple romance options. We'll see. Alright, you've done everything you wanted to up here. It's time to start your day. For reals this time, not just in the bedroom. You enter the kitchen to find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. She isn't alone. Frou-Frou glares at you from her usual spot on the counter as a red-headed woman busies herself trying to tidy as best she can. Tabitha's gaze swivels from the woman to you, her glare intensifying. Alright, I'm gonna go with... First, I'll take the explore option, because that shouldn't take away any of my other options. You know, I am going for that, as usual, the Thembo energy. Gotta be friendly to everyone. Hi, I'm Pingu. To the red-haired woman. Janie. Oh, I still don't really have a voice ironed out for Janie. Good morning, I'm Janie. Just here to do my little weekly cleaning. Whatever cleaning Miss Tabitha will let me do, at least. I could have this place looking brand new, you know. Tabitha. Don't go making any big renovations, or moving anything around. I like knowing where my stuff is. Janie. Okie dokie. It's so nice to finally meet you, Pingu. I mean, I guess I did meet you on Monday when you popped into the diner. Tabitha. Janie. But seeing someone somewhere and meeting them face to face are two completely different things, I suppose. I'm gonna choose... Obviously, I'll get cut off no matter what I choose here, but I'll start with... Thanks, Janie. All I'm trying to say is it's wonderful to finally actually meet you, and I'm so happy that part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha... presumably, is here to keep Miss Tabitha company. What with everything that's... Tabitha. Janie. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Tabitha. Am I being too much again? Tabitha grumbles in acknowledgement. Okay, and then I'm gonna go with this because it's got exactly the right energy. Heya, cuz! How's it hangin'? Tabitha. You're chipper for someone who was almost crushed under a mountain of rock last night. Yes, I love this powerful build option here. Powerful build. As if a mere mountain could crush me. Tabitha looks you up and down. She shrugs. Tabitha. Fair enough, but it's not really about that, is it? They had to take that little girl's foot last night. Tabitha takes one last spoonful of ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with her trademark scowl. Tabitha. Let's get going. I've got an errand to run in town, and every time I've left you here alone, something terrible's wound up happening, so you're coming with me. Yeah, I'm gonna go with... They had to take that little girl's foot? Jesus, Tabitha, you're not mincing words. Tabitha. What, you'd rather I sugarcoat what happened? You'd rather I say, unfortunately, they weren't able to save the leg? That kid was brave, and she was horrifically punished for it. Sparing the grisly details does her a disservice for our own comfort. Fair enough, I suppose. That's me saying, fair enough. Tabitha continues, Now, shall we go, or would you rather keep bombarding me with guilt for something I personally begged you not to do? I'm gonna go with, alright, let's go, because I think that was enough pressure that I don't want to just go, yay, cousin bonding time, because that feels a little... Alright, let's go. Tabitha. Great. Janie, lock up when you leave, please, and don't go rearranging anything, I'll know. As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Janie. Oh, Pingu, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for Oscar and poor little Rosalina. They're such sweethearts. Couldn't have happened to nicer people. Thanks. Last night was a lot. I like that as an option. That. Janie. If you ever need to talk to anyone, my husband is the local pastor. He's a gentle man and always willing to lend an ear. He's actually been going a little stir-crazy ever since we moved here, what with nobody really attending sermons. It'd probably do him a lot of good to talk you through your worries. I'm just gonna do the polite. Oh, hello, Tapao. Thank you for the raid. We're not very far in yet. Just got started not long ago. So, I'm actually going to take just a moment. Oh, huh, yeah, that's weird. I mean, generally speaking, those are Tapao's emotes, so if you don't have a subscription, or if your subscription lapsed, that might be why they didn't show up. So, Oh, hello! Hello, Disco Blah Blah, and hello, Thick Like Cheesecake, and I also already said hello to Pao, but let me do the shout out as well. Thank you all for the raid very much. Alright, so as you can see, I'm just past the very early morning stuff, about to leave the house with Tabitha. And I'm trying to decide how to respond to the pastor offer, and I think that our Thembo character here is going to go for the polite option. The most politest option. That sounds wonderful. Thank you for the offer. Janie. Of course. He's always ready and willing to talk with people, so feel free to stop by the church anytime. The door is always open. Oh, thank you for the follow, Thick Like Cheesecake. I hope you like my little dancing Gunter Pingu. Alright. I think I'm gonna just go with the simple, it's been nice meeting you, but I've gotta bounce. Tabitha. Bye, Janie. Janie. Alrighty then. Be safe out there, you two. You and Tabitha walk through the doors of the estate and enter her car. The ride to town is uneventful, your cousin unsurprisingly more focused on the road than on making conversation. Oh, yes, also thank you to Pao. Those are the potential content warnings for this game. It is a horror game. The majority of the game is not, it's not a typical, because it's a visual novel, it's very story-based, but, like, for sure, some spooky stuff happens, and we won't get into the really spooky stuff until much later in this chapter, but this chapter definitely has a whole creepy ghost haunting bit. Also, I'm sorry, I'm just noticing I have, like, a tiny rash on my arm, and I'm mildly alarmed about that, but I'm gonna not worry about it too much, because it could also just have been a couple of bug bites in the same place. Anyway, sorry, I think out loud. Oh, also thank you for lurking, Thick Like Cheesecake. Alright, so we're in town with Tabitha. Tabitha says, alright, we're just popping into the general store for a few minutes. What are we doing at the general store? Tabitha. Picking up tea from Sybil. Oh, neat. What kind of tea? Tabitha. I don't know. The kind Sybil makes. She makes a bunch of weird stuff. I don't know what all of it's called. Quit interrogating me about tea blends. Jeez. I'm just being... Of course, this is me. Sorry, not reading, but me talking. I'm just trying to be friendly. Alright. I'm gonna say, after everything that's happened the past 2 days, it's nice to just go on an errand. Tabitha. Exactly. You and Tabitha turn as the door to the general store bursts open. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her. Kanika. Fine, okay, keep cuddling him. Keep letting him get away with stuff you never would have let me so much as think about. I'm sick of carrying this family. Kanika storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Tabitha. Ugh, other people and their drama. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. I like some of these options better than others. Like, one of the powerful build options, of course, is, yeah, true strength comes from being able to crush your emotions into a tiny ball, which is terrible, by the way. Don't do that. Or, you can't get stronger if you do not fight, but really the one I want to choose from powerful build is true strength is not being afraid to show when you're struggling. Tabitha. Being able to pick things up and put them down doesn't make you an expert on strength of character. We're burning daylight. Come on already. The bells of the general store chime as you cross the threshold. The smells of old wood and steamy herbal tea flood your senses, making you feel instantly at home. Sybil. Good morning, you two. I hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Tabitha. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Sybil. Of course. Pingu, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will be just a minute. I'm gonna go with... Is Kanika okay? Sybil. Of course, she just needs time to cool down. Emotions are a little high, considering everything that happened yesterday. She'll settle down soon enough. I'm just glad both of my little ones made it out okay. Sybil motions for Tabitha to follow, and they both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with a tinkling of bells. I'm gonna chat with Miles, because it does not feel very Thembo energy to listen in. Pingu. So, Miles. Before you can finish your thought, you're halted by the tinkling of bells, announcing another patron. Oh, yes, this is because of powerful build. We saved Duke, no problem, and we saved Gretchen. Everyone lives. Well, yeah, so far everyone lives. Or in this case, another 2 patrons. Duke. Well, powerful build. You've never seen the man beside Duke before, but whoever he is, he's big. I was just thinking, I bet Bo also has powerful build. Duke. If it ain't Pingu. Bo, this is Miss Scarlet's cousin. They were there with Stella that night in the woods. Bo. It's a pleasure to meet you, Pingu. My name's Bo. I'm Duke's boy. Duke. Hope you've been faring better since all that unpleasantness. I'm gonna go with... How's Birdie doing? Duke. Oh, she's hanging in there. Too bad there's no vet in town anymore. Not that I'm certain a vet could do her much good. We got her comfortable, at least. Bo. We got her set up in a closet with a heat lamp. Been trying to feed her all her favorite foods, scrambled eggs and whatnot, but she hasn't been too interested. Duke. At least she's not out in them woods. I'm gonna go with... How have you been? Are you hanging in there? Duke. Oh, I can't complain. Now that we know what's been getting at the chickens, them things won't be getting so much as a step foot on my property. Not with me and Bo watching the perimeter with our shotguns at the ready. We even set the missus up with her pistol. Bo. Good thing we was watching. Nearly caught lost the thing. Good thing we was watching. Nearly caught Julius trying to make off with Big Betty. Duke. As if he could have carried off a nearly 2,000-pound pumpkin on his own. I'd almost love to see him try. It's not like we'll be taking her to the state fair anyway. Now all she's good for is making the world's largest pumpkin pie. Bo. I don't think Mama has a tin big enough for a Big Betty-sized pie, Daddy. I'm gonna go with... Who's Julius? Duke. Julius Tremaine. He practically spits the name. Some cousin, however many times removed, though I don't claim him as kin. He owns the farm next to ours, except he doesn't seem to have a good grasp on whose property is whose. Bo. Thinks he owns half our land, always sneaking around and taking vegetables we planted. Duke. Of course, the way he tells it, we're the ones stealing from him, saying he's the one putting seeds in the ground. He's a miserable cuss, and he knows it too. Stealing vegetables born out of other folks' hard labor is probably the only joy he has in life. I'm gonna be helpful and say, those things we saw on Monday are apparently called ditchlings. They're supposed to be a bad omen. Duke. Ditchlings? Sounds, Bo. Sounds like some old folk tale. Duke. Suppose that suits him. As for being an omen, I believe that too. But I suppose there's not much to be done if they're forewarning some kind of disaster besides looking out for me and mine. Still, I appreciate you telling me, Pingu. I think I will call it there. Nice seeing you, Duke. Duke. It was a pleasure running into you, Pingu, but we'd best get on with our shopping. Can't spend too long away from the farm, what with those little devils running around. Bo. Can't leave Mama all by herself up there for very long. Duke. You have a good one. Hope Scarlet Hollow treats you better from now on. Knowing how the rest of this chapter goes, it's like, well, that was a nice thought, Duke. Thought appreciated. Sentiment appreciated. Bo. It was nice meeting you, Pingu. And tell Miss Scarlet I'm sorry about her mama. They shuffle off into the aisles. Tabitha and Sybil are still in the tea room. Your phone buzzes. Stella. Oh my god, hey, I overslept. Still gotta make myself breakfast. Meet at the library after and figure out a plan? And then it buzzes again. Hey again, lol. I've been thinking about you too, if you want to come over for breakfast. Winky face. You have plenty of time before dinner at Reese's house. Yeah, I'm gonna swing by Stella's, because Stella is the romance option I'm pursuing here, and that's clearly what these are kind of for, is, well, either the romance option thing, or, you know, bonding with your cousin. That said, I haven't done the swing by Stella's thing yet, so let's see how that goes. It doesn't take long to make your way to Stella's house. Yell. Hi, Stella! You take a deep breath and yell at the top of your lungs. Hi, Stella! Amazing. Your shout is immediately met by the sound of an excited Gretchen behind the door. An exhausted Stella groggily stares at you from her doorway. Oh, look how happy Gretchen is to see us. Yo, yo. Oh, Gretchen is drawn so cute. An exhausted Stella groggily stares at you from her doorway. Stella. Hey, sorry I'm a bit of a mess. I guess I slept in. A lot. Give me a minute to finish getting dressed and I can make us some breakfast. Stella talks from the other room as she changes. Ah, look at that. There's a little photo of Gretchen. Stella. What are you feeling for breakfast? Pancakes, eggs, and biscuits? Maybe just a classic scramble? I also have toaster waffles if that's more your speed. Yeah, I'm going to go with this powerful build option. All of those options sound incredible. It's like you know the way to my heart. Stella. What can I say? Great minds think alike. I'm gonna... I'm gonna go with... Can you pick something for me? I don't want the burden of free will. Stella. Ha! Biscuits it is, then. We can even make them together. Alright, Stella coming out, dressed in her cute little Ghostbusters outfit. Alright, let's get started. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going for the hot. Cute jumpsuit, you look great. Stella. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't pick it out just for you. This used to be my lucky get-up for back when I did ghost hunting videos. Though, I guess you might call it unlucky since I've never actually seen a ghost. But hey, after the past couple of nights, maybe we could use a bit of bad luck. The kind of bad luck where we don't find anything, of course. Don't want to jinx us. Should we start on food? I'm starving. Oh no! Oh no, it's a foul, you have enough points to redeem my karaoke. Fair enough. Let's see. Stella, should we start on food? I'm starving. I'm gonna go with... You'll have to tell me what to do. Stella, will do. I'm sure you'll catch on in no time. Biscuits from scratch seem to intimidate a lot of people, but once you get it down, they're super quick and easy. How about you mix the butter into the drying ingredients while I get into the dry ingredients while I get everything else ready? She hands you a bowl. Stella, you gotta get in there with your hands. Just squish the butter into the flour until all the big chunks are gone. Squish that mix! You get to work and start kneading the mix. Stella. I'll get started at the gravy while you're at it. Anyway, seems like you got an earlier start than I did today. Anything interesting happen while I was asleep? Did Tabby give you a hard time? And have you heard anything from Oscar? You know, I'm not going to use that explore option because I do not think that this character really thought about the fact that they were kind of wandering away from like, it was more of an idle wandering away from Tabitha because got bored, not an intentional slipping Tabitha's leash. Let's see. So, I ran into Duke and Bo at the general store this morning. Stella. Oh yeah? How are they doing? Have they run into any more ditchlings? I'm gonna go with... It looks like they're canceling their trip to the state fair. Stella. Oh, that's too bad. Probably for the best. What did I just do? Oh, sorry. I pressed a button and it did things. I think this gave me the options. This is fascinating. Sorry. I was just kind of curious about that options page. I had never seen it before. I just accidentally clicked a button on my keyboard. Anyway, Stella. Oh, that's too bad. Probably for the best, all things considered, though. Anyway. I haven't talked to Oscar yet, but apparently they had to amputate Rosalina's foot. The color drains from Stella's face. Stella. Oh no. Stella stands in silence for a moment before perking up. I baked some cookies last night after we got home. I was a little restless. I'll bring them over today. I'm not sure what else I can even do. Though, cleansing his house of its spiritual resident will probably be helpful too. I hope you haven't forgotten about our ghost hunting plans this evening. I'm not sure I want to ask that, because I think that I know exactly... I'm not sure if, like, my character knows exactly what's going on. Like, out of character, I know exactly what's going on with Stella, and that is she is intentionally, like... Oh, that's the accessibility stuff. Okay, thanks, Pao. That's helpful info. So... Oh, and that's why I think I pressed A, and that was what did it. So A for accessibility. That makes total sense. But yeah, so anyway, point being, Stella is obviously doing that thing where she's pretending to be okay, fake it until you make it, because she's really not okay. And I'm not sure that my character would really notice that. So I'm gonna go with not doing the explore here. So yeah, I'm gonna go with this because it's cute. As long as it's with you, I'm down for anything. Stella. Honestly, same. It's hard to believe we've only known each other for a couple of days. And hey, if this is anything like any other ghost hunt I've ever been on, it'll be a much appreciated breather. Unless you count Tommy Knockers as ghosts. Or Wayne. How's the squishing coming along? I was all prepared to be like, I think I'm done, or messy but good, I think, but then I saw, eat some of the flour and butter mix, and I'm sorry, I can't not. You silently raise a handful of the crumbly flour and butter mixture to your mouth and chomp down. It's salty and oily, but dry at the same time. The baking powder leaves an unpleasant aftertaste. Stella watches you choke down the mouthful of raw ingredients, taken aback at first, and then she bursts into laughter. Stella. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Indeed. It is the most delicious and, yes, my favorite meal. Right? Raw dough? Raw dough is the bomb. Stella. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I bet that was an interesting flavor experience. She reaches over and takes the bowl from you. Looks perfect. Now I just have to add the wet stuff and we're in business. I mean, like, butter and flour, how can you go wrong? I mean... You're not wrong, even Gretchen looks concerned. I didn't notice that. Oh, thank you, unknown enemy, for pointing out important Gretchen faces. Stella. Don't worry, I'll do the whole roll out and fold part. I know that might be intimidating. You wash your hands as Stella adds her milk concoction to the flour mixture, stirring a few times before turning to the counter for the final steps. Stella. our little babies are ready to go in the oven. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna make an egg for myself while we wait. I'm gonna go with, actually, can I have an egg too? Aw, an unknown enemy, aw. Your desktop background is a Gretchen pic? That sounds adorable. Alright, so I'm gonna be like, actually, can I have an egg too? Stella. Of course, the more the merrier. Hope you like over easy. I feel like powerful build just generally goes to imply that your character is not a picky eater. Stella cracks an egg into a fresh pan and gets back to work on the stove. Stella. Thanks for coming over, by the way. It gets lonely here sometimes. Okay, I don't want to jump right into the really rough shit, so maybe I'll just go down the list. Alright. Let's try. Yeah, I don't like any of those explore options, so we're just gonna jump right to. So, what exactly is your history with my cousin? Stella. Okay, I guess I can spill the beans. I suppose you could say we kinda dated. It was never really official, and she might tell it a little differently, but as far as I'm concerned, that was my first relationship. Not that she's my type or anything. Honestly, that's a lot closer to you. Aww. Okay, that said, in every other run that I am not actively romancing Stella in, I really want to, like, hook her and Tabitha up again. Because I think it would be good for Tabitha, personally, but we'll see if that's even an option, I suppose. Also, it's like, so you play for left field then? I mean, my character, my character uses they, them pronouns, and I have been imagining them as AFAB, like muscular AFAB NB. Right, a known enemy? Like, 100%. I really want to be able to hook up Tabitha and Stella, because it's really clear that at least Tabitha still has feelings for Stella. I'm gonna go with... I knew it! Stella. Was it that obvious? I guess we must give off more ex's vibe than I thought. It all just kind of stopped after high school. I guess we didn't see each other every day, and she was always busy at the mine, so there wasn't much of a chance to hang out anymore. Silence. I wish we could have stayed friends. Like, actual friends. I could have used someone like her after the big accident. Kanika was at school already, Reese was sick, and Tabitha wouldn't even return my calls. It was, well, it's ancient history. Can't change the past. Alright, I'm gonna go with... Yeah, I'm gonna just start going down the list. Oh, yeah! Known enemy. Would your character be a center field? Yeah. Because if it's like, if we assume right field is heterosexual and left field is homosexual, then logically speaking, if there is such a thing as center field, which I also don't know, I'm not much of a baseball person, then theoretically, your average NB would be that. Probably? Maybe? I don't really know. I don't baseball either. But yeah, let's see. Tabitha is the sort who doesn't have friends or real relationships, so she's probably stuck on Stella because it's all she ever really knew. I mean, on the one hand, I totally see that, Tapao. On the other hand, I do think it's clear that she's dated more than just Stella. And so, like, I think her still having feelings for Stella is a little more than that, because, like, at the very least, she seemed like she got pretty serious with Wade before he got something to buy Pearl Ann. Alright, anyway, let's go down the explore options. I don't know if it'll let me do all of them, but let's try. Do you think you'll always live here? Have you ever thought of moving away? Stella. It's hard to say. This house means a lot to me. This town means a lot to me, and I haven't had to think about where to live or where to go. But I guess I could see myself leaving for the right reasons. Or for the right person. Ah. I mean, I get more the impression that, well, I mean, I was gonna say, it feels like people from Scarlet Hollow, like there's some kind of whatever spookiness is going on with Scarlet Hollow makes it really hard for people to leave. That's also fair to Cow, but like, I got that. I guess the one with Wayne just gave me the impression that she actually liked him, and that was part of why Pearlan like noped it out. Like, so I think most of the other guys that she dated from the mine that's probably true for, but my read is that Sam Wayne was like the one that she actually kind of liked. Like, really liked, not just was auditioning for, as you say, the thing. But alright, I'm guessing these two are mutually exclusive. Seems like you and Kanika don't hang out much anymore, or you and Kanika seem really close, so I'm gonna go with you and Kanika seem really close. Stella. Yeah, it's nice she's back in town, but I wish it were under better circumstances. She's so busy with the store, too. I don't know how she does it. It's been nice hanging out with her more the past couple of days. Though, again, better circumstances would be nice. I'm gonna go with... So, we're actually gonna meet Reese today, right? Stella. Heck yeah, we are! If Dr. Kelly tries to turn us away again, we can just sneak in. Yeah. Stella. Nothing will stand in the way of us and friendship. Are you sure he's real? That's amazing. I'm gonna go with, what's he like? Stella. I'm not about to ruin a cool and mysterious introduction by telling you. I think you'll like him, though. I actually think are you sure he's real is kind of funny. So I'm gonna try that. Are you sure he's real? Stella. At the very least, he was real for most of his childhood. And if he's a ghost now, that's even better. He can tell us what being a ghost is like. Oh my gosh, I just realized that little bit of conversation might be oddly prescient. We'll see once we find out what exactly is going on with Reese. I don't know. In some ways I don't like his mom, but in other ways I feel really bad for her because something weird is going on. I have played through this chapter before Known Enemy, yes. Twice now, I think? Once on a non-streamed run where I was Kenai and Street Smarts, and then once on my streamed run, my Silent Max character, so. And that was the Talk to Animals Powerful Build one. No, not Powerful Build. Talk to Animals... Wait, was that my other? Mystic! Talk to Animals Mystic. That was the other one. That was the Silent Max one. This one's the Powerful Build one. So yeah, I think I'm gonna say that I think his mom's got it rough. His mom's got it rough. Stella. Yeah, I can't imagine being in her shoes. Her whole life is taking care of him at this point, you know? I'm not gonna worry about him being contagious. I'm gonna ask, do you ever hang out with Avery? Stella. Oh, that's a good question. I guess I just don't know them very well. I grew up with Reese and Kanika and Tabby. Even you don't seem like a stranger, what with who you're related to. Avery moved here a few years ago, kind of close on the heels of all that stuff with the accident, so I guess I wasn't really in the right headspace for making new friends. I do go to their parties, but now that you mention it, it is weird that I haven't thought to try and hang out with them outside of that. I should text them sometime. Yeah, it's interesting because I've definitely gone through some conversations with Avery where Avery has talked about feeling a little bit like an outsider, so it's interesting to get that from the other side. Alright, I'm gonna ask the big question. What happened to your parents? Stella tenses. Car crash. They were taking me to college. I didn't wind up going to college. Not much more to be said. Yeah, I don't think any of these other things... I want to just be like, I'm so sorry, Stella, I think, because I'm like, I don't think I need to... All of these other questions feel a little invasive. Well, not all of them are questions. Like, sure, that's why she's so nervous around cars. That's real obvious. Were you in the car is like, look, this already dug up unpleasant things that she didn't want to talk about. I don't want to push it, so... But I also don't want to be dismissive, right? So sorry I brought it up. Feels more dismissive than I'd like. So I'm gonna go with... I'm so sorry, Stella. Stella. It's okay. It happened. Nothing I can do about that. Can we talk about something else, though? It means a lot to me that you care. I really don't like talking about this. Totally respect that. So I will instead ask, how's the food coming? A timer goes off, and Stella excitedly pops open the oven, pulling out a tray of delectable biscuits. Stella, funny you should ask. Looks like we're done here. And you know, it's interesting because I think I saw this somewhere, but like, everyone who's tried to leave Scarlet Hollow, it feels like something bad has happened. Like, it's impressive that your character's mother managed as long as she did before she died, but like, clearly, like, a good couple decades. But like, Kanika tried to leave to go to vet school, but then her father died and she had to come back. Stella tried to go to college. Her parents literally died in a car crash trying to take her there. That's real horrifying. Yeah, speak of being a horror game, I find that, although it is a little too, like, it's a thing that can really happen. Okay, that's fair. Kanika did get to go to undergrad. I didn't realize that. I thought her vet school thing was, like, she was just going to vet school. But, gosh, that's really rough. Like, oh, gosh. I don't like it. I don't like it. What happened to Stella's parents is super awful, and, like, no freaking wonder she doesn't like cars. Stella. And with that, breakfast is served. Aw, Gretchen's little happy smile. Okay, fair enough, T'Pau. Stella. Oh yeah, that's a fresh biscuit, alright. Still not as good as the diners, but if I could capture that kind of perfection, there would be no mountains left for me to conquer. Better to have the thrill of a challenge. I'm so glad you came over today. I've been having a little bit of a hard time sleeping the past couple nights. I'm sure you can relate. I think I needed a nice slow morning like this, just hanging out with you. As you and Stella start to dig in, you're interrupted by a phone alarm sounding off. Stella. Oh shoot, I almost forgot. It's Mayor Jimmy Day. If they're even still doing it after last night. I wonder how far the news has spread. Either way, it's a good excuse to meet up with Oscar and see how Rosalina's doing. Gretchen barks at the mention of Mayor Jimmy. Yeah, I'm gonna try to include Avery. That feels like... You should let Avery know. Stella. Yeah, you're right. I don't know if they have work today, but I shouldn't keep giving myself reasons not to reach out to them. Let's scarf this down and head on over. I'll make sure to bring some biscuits for the mayor. I unlocked an achievement. Southern Hospitality. You and Stella make your way to the library. It's busier than usual. A small crowd has already formed in a corner of the main foyer. Stella. Hopefully everyone else will get here soon. Avery. Hey! Came over as soon as I got your message. Had no idea this was going on today. Thanks so much for the heads up. Yay! I want everyone to be friends! I'm actually really excited that the hangout with Stella gives you the opportunity to encourage her to reach out more to Avery, because I think Avery would like to be better friends with people, and, like, would like to be included, based on having talked to Avery, and so, like, is clearly super excited about being, like, pinged for this, so... I am all about getting Avery included on more things. So yes, Avery. Hey, came over as soon as I got your message. Had no idea this was going on today. Thanks so much for the heads up. Kanika. Thank God we have something to do this morning. My family's been driving me nuts. Oh, hey Avery. Here to see the mayor? Avery. Kind of. I mostly stopped by to see all of y'all. The The diner's been buzzing about what happened last night. It's just awful. Poor Rosalina. I hope she's doing okay, but it sounds like... Avery glances around before leaning in, lowering their voice. Avery, this is just between us, but it sounds like the miners might strike over this. It's getting really serious. Stella. Oh, whoa. Kanika. Power to him. It's about time. Though, can you strike without a union? Kanika. Continues. I don't think you can legally call it a strike. I think you have to say it's collective action or something. Still, I hope Tabitha is shaking in her boots right now. Stella. Are things at the mines really that bad? Poor Tabby's really going through it this week. Kanika. Stella. Stella. Forget I said anything. It looks like it's our turn with the mayor. I kind of don't like how much Kanika dislikes Tabby, although I kind of understand it. Tapao, that's so cool! The little watching without audio icon. I didn't know that was a thing. I am assuming you've got my closed captions up, though, so... But maybe if you're not looking. Oh, well, no, because it would make more sense if you're looking, but not listening. Anyway, doesn't matter. In this run, this is the first time my character's found out. He's a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. And of course we've got Gretchen's little glaring face. You haven't met the serious man by his side, but you have to assume that he's the mayor's handler. He holds out his paw as if to shake your hand. I'm gonna go with, it's lovely to meet you, Mr. Mayor. You reach forward to take the mayor's little paw into your hand, but his burly security detail stops you. Security goon. No paw shaking. Only head pats and ear scratches allowed. Stella. I'm so glad no one ruined the surprise. Kanika. This town has had a dog mayor as mayor since the early 1900s. That's just how we do things around here for some reason. Stella. It's the best part of living in Scarlet Hollow, besides the nature. And all my friends, and Winnie's Biscuits, oh, and the close-knit small-town community, of course. But having a dog mayor is a close fifth, no contest. Avery. He's pretty cute, too. It's almost like he really thinks he's the mayor, the way he sits all regal like that. Avery turns to you conspiratorially. Though, to be honest, I voted for Daisy in the last election, but don't tell him that. Gretchen squirms in Stella's arms, straining to get at Mayor Jimmy. Stella. Hey, whoa, Gretchen. Calm down, old girl. You're gonna pull a muscle. Security goon. Miss Richmond, I'm gonna have to ask you and your dog to step away from the mayor. Stella. I should have known better. These two have never been able to get along. Stella walks off, struggling to hold Gretchen back. Aw, man, I'm a little sad to not have Talk to Animals, because it was really satisfying to go through this scene with Talk to Animals and get the whole skinny on why Gretchen dislikes Mayor Jimmy and all of that. Kanika and Avery, right, so Stella walks off, struggling to keep Gretchen under control. Kanika and Avery are quick to follow. As am I. It looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. I'm still so excited that we found out that he can talk to animals last time. I mean, we won't this time, because I think you can only actually find that out from if your character has talked to animals, but it's still just exciting to know. Strange man. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Pingu? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. Yeah, I don't think it's good Thembo energy to be like, I don't know about that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with, Janie mentioned you this morning. Pastor Daniel. That woman is the light of my life. I'm so glad she's there to help your cousin through this rough patch. I'm gonna go with, let's see. Hey, do you know anything about ghosts? Pastor Daniel. Ghosts? I've never encountered one myself, but I have heard stories of folks who've been visited by their loved ones from beyond the grave. and it seems like it provides them with a sort of spiritual healing. Like their beloved relatives are watching over them, even in death. Ah, I see. Is this about Pearl Ann? Or perhaps your mother? Have you been visited by her? No, Oscar's place is haunted. Pastor Daniel. Oh, like a Scooby-Doo episode or something? I'm afraid I don't buy into that particular notion. It's a bit too spiritualist. Now, if it were a vision of one of his parents trying to contact him from heaven, I could understand that. But I simply don't believe in malicious spirits lingering neither in heaven nor hell, jumping out of closets to scare us. Well, that's too bad, Pastor Daniel, because we know for a fact that they exist in this game, in this universe. Having previously played Chapter 3, that is literally exactly what I'm about to experience. Oh, I also just noticed that my camera is a little blocking the thing, so let me see if I can make it a little smaller. Come on! Camera, you know you want— ah! I'm sorry, I don't know why my camera keeps, like... That's probably blocking it less, right? Maybe I'm overthinking it. I was just looking over it, I'm like, I don't like that it's blocking the letters. I could also put my camera up here, but then it blocks the image, and I don't like that either, so... Let's do this. There we go. You can still mostly see my ditchling. I won't worry about it. Good enough. Alright, anyway, yeah, sorry to break it to you, Pastor Daniel, but I am very much dealing with exactly that kind of spirit, and they totally exist in this universe. Pastor Daniel, I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for whatever it is he saw. Oh my gosh, you can invite the pastor ghost hunting? Does that work? I mean, he'll probably say no, but... I gotta know if it works. You should come ghost hunting with us tonight, then, and prove it's not a haunting. Ha, nope, it doesn't work. The blood drains from his face as he gulps nervously. I promised my daughter we would watch VeggieTales tonight, so I'm afraid I have plans. But let me know if you see anything strange. I'd love to hear your account of this supposed haunting. In fact, here's my card. He hands you a business card. Call if you need me. Oh, he's trying so hard. I'm gonna go with, I should go. It was nice meeting you, though. Pastor Daniel. Of course, and if you find yourself in need of counseling or spiritual guidance, you know where to find me. I'm gonna be polite. That doesn't mean I will take him up on it, to just say, that sounds lovely, thank you. Pastor Daniel. Really? Oh, that's great. Sorry, I just don't usually get positive responses when I ask folks if they want to come up to the church. Anytime that works for you, just swing by. I'm sure I'll be around. It was lovely to meet you, and you have a blessed day, Pengu. And you know what? I'm gonna go with Pengu. This Thembo character is very, very, just really likes meeting people and chatting with people, and is like, oh, someone who will happily just sit there and listen while I talk? That sounds fun. Not like I could get behind that myself. The pastor leaves you be and joins the line to see the mayor. Nothing to do now but catch up with your companions. Stella. I heard from Pengu what happened. Oscar, I'm so sorry. Kanika. Poor Rosalina. I can't even imagine how scary this has been for her. Oscar. She seems in high spirits right now, but they've got her on some pretty strong pain medications, so I'm not sure how she's going to feel when that wears off. Stella. And it was the whole foot? Oscar. Yeah, it's bad. But she's alive. We'll both be able to move on from this. We just have to get through the tough parts first. I'm gonna go with, we're here for you, man. Oscar. Thank you, all of you. Everything feels like it happened so fast. I know our whole lives have changed, but it's taking my mind a little bit to catch up. I feel like such a mess. I hope this isn't keeping me from being the dad she needs right now. I'm sorry to cut our conversation short, but I'd better get going. I was only supposed to come back to pick up a couple of things, but then the hospital called and said there'd been some big bus accident on the highway and they needed the beds, so I have to come pick her up. Even though our house is still haunted and the only place she can lie down until then is the dirty back room that drove her away in the first place, and Mayor Jimmy Day is happening. Sorry. I'm just a little overwhelmed. Kanika. It's okay, Oscar. We're here to help. Stella. Yeah, we're gonna get that ghost. Avery. If you like, we could cleanse your house while you go pick her up. Seems like a good idea to do it while the sun is up anyway, right? Oscar. If only, but it doesn't come out during the day, so any cleansing attempts are going to have to wait till nightfall. I'm not even sure if we can get rid of it at all. I think I'd have to see for myself that it was gone. It managed to trick me a couple of times, and I can't handle any more surprises right now. Stella. I've got every ghost hunting device known to man. You're in good hands, Oscar. I don't think I trust the pastor that much. I am gonna say we have the power of friendship on our side, though, because that feels very correct energy for this character. We have the power of friendship on our side. Stella. Heck yeah, we do! Kanika. If anime has taught me anything, it's that the power of friendship is unstoppable. Oscar. That's a lovely sentiment. I'm sure Rosalina will at least be glad to know you all did your best to help her. I'm heading out. It should be dark by the time we get back, so I suppose I'll see you all then. Oscar hurries off, keys jingling as he jogs out the door. Stella. Let's head up to Reese's. Maybe we can get him to come ghost hunting with us. Kanika. Oh no, you're not going to try to get Dr. Kelly to let him leave the house, are you? She'll kick us out for even asking. I wonder if he even knows what happened last night. I don't know how disconnected he is from the news around town. Jeez. Should we tell him? Avery. It's always better to know about stuff like this. Withholding information and trying to keep people in the dark on purpose doesn't really help anyone. That's my opinion, at least. Anyway, y'all have fun at Dr. Kelly's place. Catch you tonight in the haunted house. Stella. See ya, Avery. Anyway, shall we? Time to go. Anyway, so, I finally met Pastor Daniel. Oh man, their faces changed immediately. Kanika. It was only a matter of time until he tried to pull you aside about grief counseling. When my dad died, I had to ban him from the general store for a week. He wouldn't stop leaving these little pamphlets at the checkout. I don't know where he finds so many. I feel a little oversteppy by saying y'all should be nicer to him, but like, I'm gonna say like, I didn't even get weird bad vibes from him. I think that must be a mystical thing or something. Well, I don't remember the thing saying I had any bad vibes from him at all, so... Maybe it did and I just missed it this time around, but I also think that Pengu has, like, okay, I'm Pengu. I named the character after myself, so my Thembo character has the energy of, I like all people. Everyone should be nicer to him. He seems like a good man. Kanika. Okay, that's really sweet of you to say, but sometimes you've got to trust your gut. That man was grinning through all of my dad's funeral. He's not normal. I mean, to be fair, there are people whose nervous response is to grin. I am one of them, so I can actually really sympathize. I have definitely had situations where I have felt really uncomfortable and awkward and nervous, and my response is to grin. So much so that actually there was a play I was in a long time ago, like when I was in college, where I was supposed to look scared, and the director had to tell me that, like, no, actually, you need to look scared, you keep smiling. And I'm like, but this is how I look scared. And that's how I realized, oh shoot, I totally do that thing. That's a real thing. Okay, fair enough. Man is not normal, and I don't mean, Kanika continues, and I don't mean that in a stigmatizing mental illness kind of way. There's just this little siren that goes off every time I see him that tells me to get away from him. Again, and the other reason I'm actually pretty sympathetic to the pastor here is, I actually think that the little siren that tells people to get away from him is a Scarlet Hollow thing. Like, I think it's it's part of the town curse that makes people not trust him, because there was something about that in Tapau's Booksmart runs in the history of the town thing. So I think that there's just something in town that makes people intrinsically, that puts a curse on anyone who comes in as a pastor, essentially, to make people kind of be avoidant of them. That's my opinion, anyway. Stella. That's exactly how I would describe it, too. The whole town feels the same way. Now that I think about it, he must be pretty lonely. Kanika. He can look for friends somewhere else. I'm gonna ask permission. Do you mind if I invite Tabitha ghost hunting? Kanika. Please don't. Stella. Oh my god, yes! Can you imagine how fun it would be if she actually shows? Kanika. Stella, come on. I know you think you have some sort of a bond with her, but she's awful. She isn't even nice to you. Stella. You just haven't given her a chance. Maybe if she comes along tonight, the two of you will finally get along. Aw, Stella's pulling out the puppy dog eyes. Kanika. No. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with the... I'm inviting her. Kanika sighs as you shoot your cousin a text to invite her to the evening's ghost hunt. Kanika. Alright, you invited her. Let's not get into it. If we're lucky, she'll be too busy at the mines to even show. Stella. Aw, don't say that, Neeks. If we're lucky, we'll have another opportunity to forge a bond of friendship between the two of you. Stella. Alright, should we head out? The three of you leave the library for an early dinner at Reese's. And this feels like a great brief break point. So I'm going to be right back, everyone. But like I said, I'm planning to go through the entire chapter today. So I anticipate the last time I went through the entirety of chapter 3 was about 3 hours. So that's about how long I anticipate this stream going. So for sure, I will be back. And I'm going to be smart. And I'm going to put up run... Oh no, I can't run an ad? Oh no! I was going to run an ad while I was in BRB mode, but... The button is inactive. Oh well, that's fine. We'll just do the normal be right back screen. Alright, I am returned. Alright, let's go meet Reese. Oh, I just realized that the game sounds pretty quiet. I'm gonna turn it up a lot. Just because the sound of this game is very cool. So... I'm assuming it was audible before, but hopefully now it will be even more audible. But do let me know if it drowns me out at all. You once again find yourself in front of Reese's house. A cold hesitation grips you as the building looms over the hilltop. Though it's only early afternoon, it feels much later, the sun already sinking behind the tall mountains that surround Scarlet Hollow. Kanika. We're a little early. What if Dr. Kelly yells at us? Stella. There's no such thing as early when you're hanging out with friends. That's just extra time you get to spend together. Kanika. Okay, but what if she yells at us? I gotta admit, I relate heavily to Kanika here. Like, in general, Kanika is the one most likely to have, like, anxiety responses to things, which is very relatable to me personally. It's too late. The door swings open. Reese. Hey! Stella. Reese! Kanika. Oh my god, dude, it's been ages. Reese. You must be Pingu, right? I've heard a lot about you. Stella's been relentless about making sure I got all the Pingu updates. Gretchen starts yelping at Reese, straining against Stella's grip as she tries to get between them. Dr. Kelly. Are they here already? I knew you'd show up early, Stella. And you brought the dog. Great. Stella. Yeah, I thought she might cheer Reese up. I don't know what's gotten into her all of a sudden. Dr. Kelly. The dog stays outside. Stella. But... Stella is very much... But this is my emotional support dog. Like, kind of almost literally. Kanika. It's okay, Stella. We can let her chill in my van for a bit. I'll run the AC and leave her some treats. You know I always have some of those easy-chew dog jerkies stashed away. Stella. But we go everywhere together. Dr. Kelly. Do you want to come in or not? Kanika nervously tugs Stella away towards her van. Dr. Kelly. Well, what about you, Pengu? Are you coming in? Oh, that's interesting, the I trust dogs option. Because obviously if there's talk to animals, there's... because my other stream run of this included talk to animals, and there was the why does Gretchen think that you're something monstrous that she needs to protect Stella from? But I like that even if there's not that, you still get the I trust dogs. Why doesn't Gretchen like you, Reese? But I'm not gonna lie, in real life, I don't always trust dogs because sometimes they get agitated over any random thing, and I don't think a dog barking at someone is automatically a sign that there's something up with them. Sometimes there's something up with the dog or the circumstance or the... Anyway, point being, I mean, yes, I would trust Gretchen more than most dogs, but Gretchen is a fictional dog. So I'm just gonna say, oh sure. Because also, I've got that Thembo energy of, I am a friend to everybody. You follow Reese and Dr. Kelly inside. Stella and Kanika aren't far behind you. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile, uncomfortably tidy to the point where you're nervous to touch anything. If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven and the unsettling artwork hanging on the walls, you'd be half convinced you wandered into a real estate showing. Stella. So, how can I lend a hand? Dr. Kelly. By sitting down at the table and not puttering around in my kitchen. I made sure everything was done well in advance, so the only thing left are the dinner rolls, which shouldn't be long. Then we can have a quick dinner and you can leave my house and go on about your business. Kanika. But I was kind of hoping to see Reese's new art. Reese. We still have time now, right? Dr. Kelly. You aren't seriously considering subjecting your friends to your disaster of a room, are you? Reese. It's not that bad. You can still see the floor. Dr. Kelly raises a single questioning eyebrow. Stella. I don't mind a little mess. Kanika. Yeah, I doubt it could be any worse than the way I keep my room. Dr. Kelly. Yes, okay, fine. As long as you stay out of the kitchen, I don't care what you get up to. Reese. Cool. We'll be just downstairs. We'll just be downstairs. Stella. You won't even know we're here. You make your way towards the basement stairs. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all of his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. And I'm also going to take an opportunity to use that H key that makes it so we can see the whole image. Because yeah, his room's a lot. There's a lot going on here. Yeah, I really, really, really want to know more about what's going on with him. But we will not find out. And, well, I'm really looking forward to Chapter 4 is all I'm saying. Kanika. Your mom is so scary. Reese. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. Oh no, I like both of these options. Maybe it'll let me choose both of them. Powerful build. Do you need us to break you out of here? I don't think your mom could stop me. Reese. I don't know. The doc's pretty resourceful. Besides, I'm stuck inside for my own good. Stella. Are you sure there's nothing we could do? Reese. Your company is plenty. It's so nice to have living people down here for a change. I'm sorry, but it's really interesting that he just said, when you think about it, it's so nice to have living people down here for a change. Like, does he not think of himself as living people? Is that a thing? Or am I just reading too much into it? Hard to say. Kanika, you know we'd visit more if your mom would let us. Did she tell you she turned us away yesterday? She said we couldn't even talk to you. It's a little controlling. Reese. You came by yesterday? She didn't tell me, but I was probably asleep, that's all. She didn't want to wake me up. I don't think that's her being controlling or anything. Stella. And not to cast any doubt on that, but she did say I couldn't bring you any food. She knows that's how I show my friends how much I appreciate them, and she knows I can work around all kinds of allergies and intolerances. Not gonna lie, it felt weird. Reese. I don't know, my body is pretty particular when it comes to food. Yeah, I'm also very that's another theory I have about Reese, that he actually can't eat that, like, whatever it is that he eats, he is, I mean, maybe he is just a vampire, maybe he does actually have to eat blood and his mother's secretly feeding it to him, but either way, I think there is something that is not a normal human food that he needs to eat, and there is, like, not a lot of human food that he can keep down, which the more I say that, the more it totally sounds like a vampire thing, but it made me wonder if actually, like, his mother cooks it into things for him. Anyway, but Reese continues, she just prefers to have full control over what I eat, so, okay, maybe that does sound controlling. But it's for a good reason. If I eat the wrong thing, it could really mess me up, so she has to regulate my food. Okay, I'm gonna totally throw out, if you ever need a model, I'm here till Monday. Reese. That would be amazing. Though, I should warn you, I work odd hours. I don't usually pick up a brush until late at night. But if that's not a deal breaker, it would be incredible to have such a captivating model. I look forward to the company, and I hope I can do your likeness justice. Stella. Maybe we could all come. Wouldn't that be fun? Kanika. Okay, to be fair, it did totally just sound like I asked him on a date, and Stella's like, yay, let's all come visit, and Kanika's like, no, that sounded like a date. But on the other hand, I am more romancing Stella. I just wanted to be able to offer to be a model, and it might be really cool to go hang out with Reese and be like, you know, hey, let's hang out, and like, I could also totally see this character not really thinking anything of, I want a model, you're an artist, I want to model that for you, because that sounds like fun. Like, you know, it could be playful flirting, it could be not even thinking too much about the flirting at all. It doesn't mean I'm gonna abandon my pursuit of Stella. Alright, I'm gonna maybe go down in order, just because that's easiest. So, has Stella told you about everything that's happened the past couple of days? Reese. Oh, she's told me all about what you guys have found out there. I wish I could see some of it myself, but, you know. He gestures in futility towards the walls of the basement. Stella. Are you sure you can't just sneak out one of these nights? Reese. The doc isn't keeping me prisoner here, Stella. I'm sick. You know that. Stella. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to... Reese. There's nothing to apologize for, and I appreciate the effort. Really, I do. There's just nothing you could really rescue me from. That die's already been cast. But we were talking about the past couple of days, weren't we? Yeah, I'll go down the list again. Do you have any thoughts on the ditchlings we've been seeing? Reese. Yeah, they've been coming up to my window at night. Stella. Wait, really? Is that what you texted me, that they looked like something out of your nightmares? Reese. Yeah, I thought I was hallucinating. I hadn't put it together that we might have been seeing the same thing until just now. I've been sketching them, actually. Tell me what you think. Those are ditchlings, alright. See my ditchling buddy here, for reference, in case anyone's watching this and hasn't watched the previous stuff. That's a ditchling, and so is that. He pulls out a sketchbook from one of the piles in his room. Kanika. Okay, that's exactly what I saw on my way home last night. Stella. What does it mean that they've been lurking around here, though? Reese. I don't know, but I like the company. They're kind of beautiful in a sad way, if you ask me. I mean, yeah, I can see Reese thinking that. Kanika. Agree to disagree with you there. Those things are going to be stuck in my nightmares until the day I die. Alright, I'm gonna ask, do you think the town is doomed? Reese. I think everything is probably doomed at some point, but I guess that's answering a different question. Do I think the town of Scarlet Hollow is on the brink of collapse? Probably not, but it's not like I have a lot of perspective on what it's like out there. There could be rioting on Main Street, and if Stella or the doc didn't tell me, I just wouldn't know. Stella. I would totally tell you if there was a riot. Kanika. Would Dr. Kelly tell you, though? Reese. I mean, yeah, I'd hope so. But the point I'm trying to make is that other people are my eyes out there. What do you think of my cousin? Reese. She was always so distant and mean. I probably would have thought she had it out for me personally if she wasn't like that towards everyone, or if I thought she even knew my name. But people change. Maybe she's nicer now. Kanika. She's still terrible. Stella. You guys just never took the chance to get to know her. She's actually really funny and sweet. Kanika. I'll pass, thanks. You know, it's funny, because I think, like, Tabitha has this outward persona that Kanika's not wrong about, but, like, it's because she's stifling her real self, and Stella got to see her real self, because, like, when you get to hang out with her, when you get her to like you enough and you get to, like, hang out with her in this chapter, it's just really nice, and she is really kind of fun to talk to, and I can totally see what Stella saw in her, and that's why I'm gonna do another round of Scarlet Hollow after this one, wherein it's going to be cousin bonding time. Kanika. I'll pass, thanks. What do you think is going on with Wayne? Reese. Who? Stella. You know, that guy who's been following Pingu around, being all ominous? Reese. Oh yeah, that slasher creep. I appreciate the classic Jason vibe he has going on. Here's hoping he doesn't live up to the look, for all our sakes. Alright. Gonna keep on keeping on down the whole list, so we're gonna get the whole conversation with Reese. Your whole situation's gotta be rough. Sorry. Reese. Thanks, but I've been dealing with this thing for a while, so you don't have to feel sorry for me. I've come to terms with the way the rest of my life is going to be. Stella. Ha, you're so macabre, Reese. You make it sound like you've been sentenced to death. Reese. Silence. Stella. You haven't, right? Reese. Not exactly. No one really knows what's wrong with me, but it's been getting worse. I can barely keep most foods down. My skin always itches like there are worms crawling underneath it. I could live for a long time or a short time. No one's sure. But I'm definitely not going to get better. Whatever time I have left is going to be miserable. So, I've done my mourning. My best years are behind me. My future is unknowable, but one day I'll end up in a pine box just like everyone else, and I'm okay with that. Kanika. Dang, Reese. I may be a goth, but that's some real nihilistic shit. Stella. We'll make sure to come by more often from here on out. Friendship heals all wounds, right? Reese. Thanks, guys, but you really shouldn't worry about me. I have my art. I'm doing fine, really. I'm gonna go with... What's your diagnosis, if you don't mind me asking? Reese. I don't mind, though the answer isn't very illuminating. It's not one particular thing, but a whole mess of nasty little things that add up to one big diagnosis of bad genes. Guess I pulled the losing card in the DNA lottery. Oh my gosh, though, to be fair, although I am quite sure there's something mystically weird going on here, I do also legitimately know people in real life who really did just roll a shit hand in the DNA lottery and do just have kind of... Like, honestly, some of his shit just sounds like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, for example. Just a supernaturally exaggerated form thereof. In fact, speaking of, like, this is a little weird. I guess minor content warning for extremely minor body horror. Reese. And hey, it isn't all bad. Some of it is just weird. Like this. Reese pulls on the skin of his arm. It stretches unnaturally. Now, to be clear, people with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome often have skin that, like, does kind of stretch more than normal, and also skin that gets marked up and bruised really, really easily, but not like that. I have met several people with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I've seen them pull the skin on their arm. It don't look like that. That is way beyond anything you get from EDS. Anyway, Reese pulls on the skin of his arm. It stretches unnaturally. And he just looks so excited, and it like snaps back. And he's like, elasticity, kind of cool, right? I'm like, no. I mean, maybe it's just drawn that way, but I'm telling you, I've seen hyperelasticity, and it's not looked like that. Stella. Whoa! Kanika. Does that not hurt? Reese. Nope, it feels fine. Like I said, it gets itchy under the skin sometimes, but I don't know if that's the elasticity, the medicine, or some other part of my condition. Alright, I'm gonna go with your art. Huh. I'm not gonna go with exquisite. Not gonna go with grotesque. Not gonna go with emo, that feels kind of mean. I think I'm gonna go, the most Thembo answer I can come up with here is, there sure is a lot of it. Reese. Yeah, it's kind of a compulsion. Being stuck down here all the time can be pretty frustrating. My emotions have nowhere to go, so they just writhe and grow inside of me and pick me apart from within. But when it gets bad, I can just pick up a paintbrush and let them flow out of me and onto a canvas. Like I can trap them somewhere outside of myself. At least for a little while. Oh no, I'm sorry. I just had this horrible image of a future chapter in which all of his drawings come to life. Oh, that would be real bad. Oh man, I hope that does not actually happen, just looking around at his art. His art is fine, like, there's nothing wrong with him drawing spooky, scary stuff. Like, that doesn't bother me, but like, geez, the idea of it all coming to life. Oof, oof, oof. Reese. But they come back over and over again, so I keep painting. Because I'm just imagining it as a literal he is trapping things in the paintings to get them out of him. Stella. You know, you could gain a real following if you ever posted these online. Just saying. Reese. Nah, I think I'm okay sticking to sparsely populated late-night live streams. That's all the social media I can handle. I don't know how you do it, Stella, having to exist in front of all those people all the time. I'm gonna do a stares at the camera like I'm in the office. Looks over at my OBS. Now, of course, I only have like 3 viewers, and I do actually, you know, fun story, I have a hard limit, right? If I got too big on Twitch, I would take a hiatus so that my numbers would go down a little. Now, for me, too big is like past the point I would make partners, so like, I don't know if I will ever get there, much less, and certainly, like, the odds of that happening anytime in the near future are extremely low. So like, don't worry about me suddenly disappearing. Oh, hello, Artemisia! Also, is that, I am noticing a T emoji in your chat, but I will be around tonight at 11. That's actually about when I think my stream's gonna end, so if you poke me at 11, I will be around. Sorry, that's a side note about a mobile game we both play. But yes, so I'm just like, I both can and cannot relate to Reese, right? Like, I could see myself being... Oh, yeah, no, I'm... Oh, you're stressing, have tea. You know what? I do actually have tea right now. Itoen tea. Matcha Genmaicha flavor. That's fair, Artemisia, but I just remembered that it was Sunday, and therefore, and I don't think we've done it this week, so like, I saw you and tea, and I immediately associated it with the game because those are very linked right now. Right, anyway, so back on the topic of the game, with Reese saying, I don't know how you do it, Stella, having to exist in front of all those people all the time, I'm like, yeah, I will never, I don't anticipate I could ever possibly get to the point where I would be one of those people who would get thousands of people watching them, but that's the point where I'd start feeling really intimidated about it, I think. Either that, or I would just kind of emotionally disassociate from the numbers and just be like, whatever, you're the ones choosing to show up. I can't tell, you know, it's in theory, I'm like, wow, yeah, that seems like past a certain point it would be really intimidating to be in the public eye like that, but on the other hand, I could also pretty easily see myself just kind of blocking it out and just doing whatever I'm gonna do anyway. Exactly, Artemisia, Pavlovian response to tea. That is exactly what happened back on that. Anyway, alright, so I've done my bit. But on the whole, like, the whole having to exist in front of all of those people all of the time thing, like, I wouldn't be streaming if I thought it would bother me to have multiple people watching me live at once. I actually think it sounds kind of fun, but I also used to do a lot of acting. Actually, you know, I referenced being in a play before. At the end of the day, I kind of quit acting because I don't like the schedule for it. It's, you know, it's pretty intensive. It takes up a lot of nights and weekends, and I just often find I'd rather be spending my time doing other things. But but there's other things I do that give me an experience that is a little bit like acting. Like, for example, I do LARPing. So that gives me the experience of being able to, like, play a character. And now I do streaming, and that gives me a chance to have fun in front of an audience. So, I mean, obviously it's not on the same scale as theater, but, like, I figure if I can handle, like, you know, 50 to 100 people in an auditorium watching me, I could handle that many people watching me on a stream. Anyway, alright, so that aside over, Reese says, I don't know how you do it, Stella, having to exist in front of all of those people all the time. Knowing some version of you lives in their heads, knowing they expect something out of you that you might not be able to give them. You know, that's also an interesting point, and I'm sorry, like, I know I just said I was done with that tangent, but I'm clearly not, because I'm looking at that and I'm like, I don't think it bothers me that there's a version of me that would live inside of other people's heads, because I think that's true with anyone you meet. Like, anyone who knows you has a sort of like, it's not the same as parasocial relationships like you end up with in streaming and stuff, but, like, still, like, it doesn't bother me to know that people have an image of me in their heads, because I am a really strong sense of self, and so I'm just like, if I don't match your expectations, that's not my problem. Like, I try to make pretty clear, like, who I am and what I'm about, and, like, it's not on me if the thing, like, as long as I'm doing my best to, like, you know, be a decent person, if I just don't happen to act exactly like someone expected, and they're like, I'm just like, that's, you know, it's one thing if I did something, like, problematic, of course I would, like, you know, do my best to be cognizant of that and own up to it and all that, but, like, if we're just talking the sort of casual, like, people will be like, oh, like, what are you doing playing that game? We're used to you playing these kinds of games. As a more mundane example of something that wouldn't be, like, inherently problematic, that's the kind of thing that's just really easy for me to shrug off, because I'm like, I never, like, promise, like, I do what I want, actually. You know what? It's kind of what that comes down to. It is, I do not feel beholden to other people's image of what I should be doing. I do what I want. And, you know, as it harm none, or as it harm as few people as possible. That's generally my feeling about the world. So, people expecting something out of me that I might not be able to give them, like, worst case, if I promised it and I can't deliver it, I'll just apologize. And if it's something I never said I'd do or never promised I'd do, that's not on me that you came to expect it. That's my personal opinion, and I hope that other people can, like, absorb that too, because I think it's a good place to be, right? Like, you don't want to change yourself for other people. And that's part of the point of streaming too, is, like, you're coming here, like, generally speaking, some people put on an act or come up with a persona, but one of my favorite parts of streaming is that streamers just come there and, you know, come be themselves and hang out with people, and that's a lot of the fun of watching people stream for me, is just having the fun interactive experience and watching someone cool play a fun game. And also that's why I try to my best to watch my friends stream, because I am especially interested to see my friends play a cool game. So, alright. Maybe now that tangent is over. We'll see. So, Reese says, knowing some version of you lives in their heads, knowing they expect something out of you that you might not be able to give them. Kanika. Okay, but if the only time you've ever put your art on display is a live stream during ghoul hours, when am I going to be able to see what you've been working on? Reese. Tell you what, when I die, I'll leave you all my paintings. Then you can see them all. And maybe they'll be worth millions since I'll be dead. I'd be able to rest easy knowing someone had retroactively given my life value. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty nihilistic, but that totally is in keeping with Reese's personality so far. So, Pingu. That's quite a movie collection you got. Got any Rex? Reese. Let me think. Oh, have you heard of Shi-no-Chi, Deathblood? I saw that for the first time recently and it blew me away. Excellent example of both Japanese horror and found footage done right. We could even put it on after dinner if you guys are interested. Kanika. Dang, I would usually be down for that, but we've got to head over to Oscar's after this. Stella. We promised we'd ghost bust his place. He's apparently been dealing with a bad haunting. Artemisia. Which part is actually kind of creepy? I mean, a lot of... Oh, Reese's whole thing. Right, sorry. I'm realizing you mean it's actually kind of creepy. After I die, you can have all my paintings, and then my life will have been worth something. You're right, that is actually super creepy. It's in fitting with Reese's personality, because I think this came up before you joined in, but like he was just talking about how he has a really bad chronic illness of some point, and he's like, I've come to terms with the fact that that my best years are behind me and the rest of my life is going, however long it lasts, is going to be pretty miserable. That's just how it is. And so like his nihilism kind of makes sense. So him being like, you can have all my paintings when I die, and being really casual about it. Like, yes, it's creepy, but it makes sense when you like look at it from the perspective of he's like severely ill with all sorts of like, you know, he's got all sorts of weird illness things, which for this game are probably supernatural, but like if he's already talked about like coming to terms with that. Oh yeah, to be fair, the paintings. I have this horrible theory, because he was talking about how he paints because he gets frustrated being stuck down in his room and shut up in his house all the time because of how sick he is. And so sometimes it just feels like it's like bursting out of him and he has to just get it out in paint, and then it feels like it has... And I'm like, oh no, I hope you're not actually painting demons into like art traps. Can't guarantee it. This is a supernatural horror story. Yep, that's fair. Then that, oh man, that puts a whole other, you can have my paintings when I die. Have fun with all the demons trapped in there, but I'm sure that if he's actually painting actual like demonic entities into trapping them into paintings, he is clearly not aware that that's what's happening. Anyway, so Stella says, we promised we'd ghost bust his place. He's apparently been dealing with a bad haunting. Kanika. And I feel like we should really be there for him tonight, considering everything that's happened. He and Rosalina both need our support right now. I'll take a rain check on that movie, though. Stella. Yeah, we'll definitely come by for a movie night this week. I'm free tomorrow night. Same goes for Pingu. Kanika. I should probably work tomorrow, but I can close up early. Pingu. So you three go way back, huh? Stella. Almost to the womb. The school here is a tiny K-12. Not exactly a one-room schoolhouse, but not far from it. We're lucky we all got along as much as we did. Some kids weren't able to make any friends their own age. They just happened to be born around the same time as some real jerks, and were stuck with them through their whole school career. Poor kids. Kanika. Not like that we were free from dealing with jerks, like a certain Scarlet I could name. Stella. Okay, she was a little rough around the edges, but she was pretty friendly when you got past that. Reese. Maybe to you. The way she used to look at me, you'd think I rolled in something foul every morning before school. Kanika. Same here, though to be fair, the feeling was more mutual between us. She deserved it, though. Pingu. Want to come ghost hunting with us tonight? Stella. Oh wow, do you think you'd be down for that? We'd love to have you. Kanika. Yeah, it'd be great to have you along. Reese. That would be so amazing, but I haven't had the best luck leaving the house lately. Even just walking to town is enough to put me in bed for a week. It sucks. But make sure you bring your camera, Stella. I want to see everything that happens. Alright. Dinner's gotta be ready by now, right? Almost on cue, Reese's mom shouts from the kitchen. Dr. Kelly. Dinner's on the table. Reese. Guess that's it for catching up. Dr. Kelly. Make sure you all wash your hands. With soap. I don't want anyone sharing their germs at the dinner table. Stella. Sure thing, Doc. Yes, ma'am. That feels like the most Thembo response there by far. You make your way towards the sink, but are stopped in your tracks by the pull of an odd door at the end of the hallway. It feels out of place, like you've accidentally wandered into a hospital waiting room. But more than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it. Something dark and cold. Something that reminds you of the dusty tunnels you narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum just beyond your hearing fills the air, and you feel strange. You are compelled to approach the door, drawn in as if hypnotized. I love this. I'm gonna do the thing again. Your choices here. Open the door. 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 Or open the door. Before you know it, the doorknob is turning in your hand, your heart full of both deep dread and a compulsive need to know what might be on the other side. Dr. Kelly. What do you think you're doing? Dr. Kelly. Well? Right, a known enemy? I think you should open the door. But I don't know, tough choice. Thank you also, Artemisia. Maybe I should open the door. Dr. Kelly. Well? I need to see what's behind this door. Dr. Kelly. No, you don't. You need to wash your hands, eat dinner, and then get out of my house. You won't let her interrupt you. You need to know what's behind the door. Dr. Kelly. Oh, no, you don't. Come on, wash your hands and sit down. She grabs you by the shoulder, yanking you away. You do as she says, cleaning up under her watchful eyes and allowing yourself to be ushered back to the table and away from the door. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. Just getting a little view of the dinner table there. She sits opposite you at the far head of the table, her features silhouetted against the light of the setting sun in the window behind her. Powerful build. It's a position of authority where her height gives her a vantage point over everyone else. No one at this table does anything without her noticing. It almost feels like, despite the presence of your friends, this is strictly a conversation between you and the doctor. That's interesting. I've never seen the powerful build take on this before. Dr. Kelly. Pills. She slides a few tablets towards Reese. He obediently swallows them. Stella. This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is the pasta sauce homemade? Dr. Kelly. No, it's from a jar. I work too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Stella. Well, you have excellent taste in brands, and if you ever want any tips on easy home-cooked pasta sauces, you know I... Dr. Kelly. No thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. Kanika. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. We really appreciate it. Reese. You didn't tell me they came by yesterday. Dr. Kelly. You were asleep. I didn't want them to wake you up. Reese. But you could have told me. Dr. Kelly. Why? They were coming over today anyway. Reese. I would just rather know these things. Dr. Kelly. Noted. Oh gosh, yeah, I'm not gonna do that one, because although this is a valid, this first option is a valid thing, like, I don't think, it just doesn't have good Thembo energy to me. I'm gonna go with small talk. Thanks for putting this together, Dr. Kelly. Dr. Kelly. I don't usually have to cook for so many people. I'm just glad there's enough for everyone. It reminded me of what it used to be like when these two would come over. Hungry teenagers eating me out of house and home. I should have charged your parents for all the food the kids went through. Honestly, it was like I was running a restaurant, not a doctor's office. Although before she switched tone there, she had a nostalgic smile on her face, and if you have, I think, a keen eye, you can see that she actually is feeling like, nostalgic. Yeah, right, Artemisia, let's not set off the Mad Doctor. It's really unclear what's going on here. Like, definitely the game seeds some hints that there could be some, like, you know, fictitious disorder, or factitious, whatever they called it. Fictitious, or the Munchausen style. But there also seems to be something supernaturally wrong with Reese, and also the thing that draws you to the door is definitely some kind of weird demon sigil. So something's going on here. There's also another set of skills that will tell you that Dr. Kelly is a little bit scared of her son, which is... There's so much unanswered here. Gosh. I'm gonna not ask that right away. I'll stick to the actual small talk. What were Stella and Kanika like as kids? Dr. Kelly. Noisy and messy, like all kids. And they always had those little projects. Oh, she's got the nostalgic smile on her face again. Oh, I see. Okay. A known enemy. I actually did not know that. You think that Munchausen's has been sort of renamed as factitious disorder? That's fair. That makes more sense. That makes some sense. I can see that. Maybe I'll look it up later. Anyway, so Dr. Kelly with the fond, nostalgic smile again. And they always had those little projects, videos or crafts or animal rescues, whatever it was that had captured their imaginations that week. So, like I said, noisy and messy. Stella, didn't we bring a dead squirrel into your house once? Kanika, oh god, not the squirrel. Reese, I remember that squirrel. Didn't you think the doc could Frankenstein it back to life or something? Kanika, I was like 12. I was very susceptible to what I saw in the media, and very sad about that squirrel. Okay, thank you, unknown enemy. That's helpful. So, Munchausen syndrome has been officially renamed to factitious disorder in the DSM and everything. That is useful information. And by useful information, I guess that's more just like, that is a interesting factoid that I appreciate knowing, so thank you. Kanika, that's one of those things that keeps me up at night. I still feel guilty about bringing that thing into your house, Dr. Kelly. Dr. Kelly, I'm just glad we didn't make it a habit. Okay, this feels invasive. How well do you know Tabitha also feels like a weird question, but I am gonna ask, why didn't you want me poking around the clinic? You seemed awfully guarded about me checking out that door. Dr. Kelly, because it's closed. Doctors don't usually just let people wander around their clinics. Kanika, of course, Dr. Kelly, we would never. I'm sure Pingu is just joking. Right, Pingu? Stella, you know, I can't say I ever felt drawn to the place before, but the secrecy is starting to make it feel awfully compelling. Dr. Kelly, Stella, don't you think of getting ideas from Pingu. No one is playing hide and seek in my private offices, not today, not ever. Pingu, she doesn't need any more bad influences. Stella, yeah, but what if it's haunted? This place is built out of an old Civil War hospital, right? Reese, it was a TB clinic too. Stella, double haunted. I can't believe I never went ghost hunting here. Are you sure you don't want us to check it out? We'll have a whole bunch of extra experience after tonight. Dr. Kelly, it's not haunted. Now drop it. Dead squirrel behind the door. Artemisia, yeah, no, I think it's more the creepy demon sigil. I'm not gonna ask either of those questions. They feel weird. Not gonna ask about that. I've done all the small talk I want to do. I'll talk about Reese. And I'm not going to say, does no one in this town have two parents, because that feels really inappropriate. Demon dead squirrel. I mean, maybe the dead squirrel was a demon the whole time. What exactly does he have? Dr. Kelly. He has a combination of genetic diseases that give him a fragile immune system, among other things. It's too much to get into, a lot of technical terms that I'd have to explain. It's not good dinner talk, and it can't be pleasant for him to have to hear it again, so let's drop it. Reese. I'm fine talking about it. Dr. Kelly. I'd rather we talk about something else. Do you think Reese might feel better if he got to see people more often? Dr. Kelly. No. I'm his doctor and his mother. You are someone who met him for the first time less than half an hour ago. One of us is a little more qualified to make decisions about his life. Reese. You know, Doc, I feel pretty okay. I mean, as okay as I usually do, so it's still kind of shitty. But I don't think having people over has been as rough on my health as you thought it might be. It's been really nice. Stella. Hear that? Reese can hang out with friends again. If you're still feeling okay after dinner, maybe you can even come ghost hunting with... Stella. Ow! Jeez, Kanika, what is that for? Kanika. Don't push it, Stella! Oh, hey, haha. All of my auto things came up in the chat. Anyway, Stella, just say that next time instead of kicking me. Your boots are heavy. Kanika. Sorry, Dr. Kelly. We're totally respectful of Reese's boundaries, even though they might seem a little arbitrary and strict. Dr. Kelly. They're not arbitrary. These rules are in place for a good reason. Tell me how great you feel in an hour when the exhaustion catches up to you, Reese. You'll be knocked out all evening and regretting every minute of this, let me assure you. Okay, I do disagree with that, right? Like, because there are a lot of people where it's like, I know doing this thing is going to make me exhausted and miserable. That doesn't mean I'm going to regret doing it. Yeah, so she is being really controlling, and maybe it's because of whatever mystic nonsense is going on, but she's still being problematically controlling. Like, that's still true. Reese. As if I would regret being able to see other people for the first time in months. I don't care what happens. It was worth it. You can feel the tension at the table start to rise. Reese is a talented artist. You must be very proud of him. Dr. Kelly. He has a lot of skill, honed through practice and dedication. I can't say I understand a lot of his pieces, but of course I'm proud. Reese. Thanks, Doc. Oh, I like this hot option. I didn't expect it. Apparently, there's a hot trait option here. There's no need for everyone to be so tense. Everything's okay. We're all here to have a nice dinner. Dr. Kelly. Speak for yourself. Reese. Doc, really, it's fine. Dr. Kelly. You're right. I haven't been giving this a chance. Yay! I got to actually get everyone to be friendly for a moment there. We're all here to have a nice dinner. Let's just chill and have a nice dinner. Like, I'm so happy that that's an option. Didn't do a whole lot, but... I'm not gonna be accusatory. That just seems unhelpful. I'm gonna be like... You seen any weird hairless creatures scurrying around in the woods? Dr. Kelly. I don't tend to go wandering in the woods, so no. Reese. You don't have to go all the way into the woods. They've been coming to our windows at night. Dr. Kelly. They've been... what? Stella. There are these things called ditchlings, and they've been preying on the local wildlife, and Pingu and I found a whole nest of them the other night when we... Dr. Kelly. Oh, I see. They're some of your little cryptozoological creatures. Kanika. I know it sounds pretty out there, but I've seen these things in person. We're not messing around. They're out there laying eggs in animals and doing God knows what else. Dr. Kelly. And here I thought you finally managed to get an even head on your shoulders, Kanika. Oh man, the way Kanika's wincing, that makes me sad. She really just doesn't. Dr. Kelly. Seems like Stella might be a bad influence on you. I know her little stories can be convincing, but that's only because she's managed to so thoroughly convince herself. Reese. She's not making up stories. Neither is Kanika, and neither am I. All you have to do is look outside after dark. There've been more every night. They're all pale and doughy, and their faces, they're like sculptures of humans that didn't set right. Dr. Kelly. I see. You stay up too late painting your grisly faces, so you started to see them everywhere. I'm sure whatever's outside is just raccoons or... Reese. Stop! Stop doubting everything I say. Stop trying to rewrite things I tell you to fit what you think should be true. There's weird shit going down in Scarlet Hollow, whether you want to face it or not. Aside from Reese's mom staring down the table, nobody is making eye contact with anyone else. Have there been any strange illnesses spreading around town? Dr. Kelly. What? No. Kanika. Are you sure you haven't met any minors who had unusual symptoms? Anyone who seemed sort of drippy? Or strangely ominous when they talk? Sorry to pry, just doing my due diligence. Dr. Kelly. Absolutely not. I've barely seen so much as a runny nose, which is a good thing. Artemisia, awkward, right? 100%. I'm honestly surprised I've managed to keep this dinner going so long. I think it's because I'm avoiding a lot of the more inflammatory, potentially inflammatory statements. Like, normally the dinner will have ended by now. But we managed to get one Reese raising his voice at his mother and not ended the dinner yet, so far so good. It's gonna happen eventually. Dr. Kelly. If you're so concerned about the mine, why don't you just have Pingu ask Tabitha? I have no interest in violating HIPAA for your weird little investigation into nothing. She's not wrong there, to be fair. Do you know Sam Wayne? Dr. Kelly. Sam Wayne? Dr. Kelly takes a moment to think. No, doesn't ring a bell. Someone you know? Stella. Someone who's been following Pingu around. Super mysterious guy. Kanika. We have reason to believe he might have caught some kind of weird illness at the mines. He definitely looked like he could use medical help, so please let us know if he shows up or anything. Dr. Kelly. If there's someone harassing you, you should get the police involved. This isn't any of my business. Okay. Not that. So I feel like I've said everything I feel comfortable with in... I'm just gonna go back through... Yeah, I don't want to say that. That seems kind of uncomfortable. Those are both... I could say how well do you know Tabitha, I guess. Have you ever seen a dead body? Feels like a really inappropriate dinner conversation. So yeah. How well do you know Tabitha? Dr. Kelly. Not very. Artemisia, yeah, no, the cops in this town are a little weird, and I don't so far trust them very much. But I haven't done anything in this run that hasn't caused me to meet them, so... Actually, no, that's not right. They totally came to after the accident at the mine. It's just, there's a different way you can do there's a way you can do chapter 1 where you get in trouble with the cops right away. But in chapter 2, you meet them no matter what, because there's a big mine collapse. Like real life, right? You're not wrong. Anyway, so how well do you know So I have asked Dr. Kelly, how well do you know Tabitha? Dr. Kelly says, not very. I'd know her a lot better if your family didn't seem to be so afraid of doctors. I can count on one hand the number of times she's been in my office. No wonder everyone but that old Edwardine died so young. Hopefully your mother was better about taking you to doctor's visits. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something genetic at play, and it's much better to catch those things early. Not gonna ask that. That seems weird. I've already done... Okay, so... I've already done everything there. I don't think there was anything else here that She's already said there's no weird illnesses. She's not a vet, so the animals one doesn't make sense. So yeah, I think that our, like, attractive and likable Thembo has done their absolute damnedest to keep a nice, pleasant conversation for an entire dinner period. This has actually been the longest I have ever managed to make the dinner conversation go. So I think I'm out of things to say, because I do not think this character would say anything inflammatory, and so, yeah. I'm just gonna be like, well, I did my best. My Friendly, talkative, best. That's all I got. He remains silent, quietly picking at store-bought spaghetti and dinner rolls. Reese. So, we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Pingu is still in town? Dr. Kelly. We'll have to see how you're feeling. Reese. I can handle a movie, Doc. Stella. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. Dr. Kelly. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. Reese. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Dr. Kelly. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix... Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Stella. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Dr. Kelly. Damn it! I knew it! I knew this would be too much. I'm just saying, Reese was fine until you got him worked up. That is an interesting question, Artemisia. Why does he call his mother Doc instead of Mom? I mean, she is acting as his doctor, but that's still sort of an odd choice. Dr. Kelly. Everyone, get out of my house. Please. Just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with his life. All it does is hurt him more. Kanika. But we can't just leave him like this. Stella. Now is when he needs friends the most. Dr. Kelly. No, now is when he needs me the most. I am his doctor and his mother. I know you care about him, I know that, and he knows it too, but all any of you would do is get in the way. So just leave, please. I'm gonna go with the polite option. Sorry, we'll get out of your way. Dr. Kelly. Good. The three of you are rushed to the door. You know, in retrospect, I feel bad for apologizing, but meh. The three of you are rushed to the door. Stella. We'll be back, Reese. Kanika. I hope you feel better soon. Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of a lock signals the end of your dinner at Reese's. Yeah, I'm gonna... Pingu. Something weird happened when I went to wash my hands. It was like I was forced to try and break into the clinic. Kanika. Forced how? Pingu. It was like something was making me go there. Stella. I wonder, was it like that carving in the pit last night? Before you had that seizure, it was kind of like you were hypnotized. Kanika. I wasn't there, but I guess I'll take your word on it. Hypnotism seems like a step up from what we've been dealing with, though. Stella. I mean, I don't know. A lot happened last night, but the whole thing was very trance-like. Pingu. I guess it was kind of similar. Stella. What if there was another carving in there? That'd be so weird. If there is, I wonder if it'd give you another vision. Maybe these things have something to do with the ditchlings. Kanika. You're not suggesting we go poking around in there, are you? Stella. Of course I am. Maybe tomorrow. Kanika. I am not breaking into Dr. Kelly's clinic based on a bad vibe Pingu got. Oh my gosh. This might actually be a sarcastic answer, but, you know, gotta go with that Thembo energy when the chat options present it to me perfectly. Pingu. What a lovely dinner. Kanika. Sure. Lovely. That's a word you could use. Stella. Poor Reese, getting sick off of 2 bites of plain pasta. That poor guy. Kanika. There's seriously something up with Dr. Kelly. The way she was rushing us, the way she's trying to keep us away. I know that Reese is fragile right now, but too fragile to watch a movie with friends? I don't buy it. Stella. He does seem pretty fragile, but I think you're right. She's being a little too overprotective. Kanika. I think it goes beyond being overprotective. I think she's hiding something. Stella. We could probably go back and forth on this for a while. Let's grab Gretchen and get going. The sun is setting, and we wouldn't want to miss a second of ghost action. Stella hurries off down the hill, almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down the slowly darkening street. Lit by the... Okay, so now we have a scene transition, and actually, I'm like, I think I'm going to take a quick stretch break. I won't be very long, I promise. Alright, it's ghost hunting time! Also took the opportunity to refill my water, because, I needed it. Lit by the orange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What was once a quaint building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Maybe Stella is right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. Powerful build. If there is something in there, maybe you can beat it up! Hot. A ghost hunt seems like the perfect place to sneak in some smooching under the guise of splitting up and searching for clues. Maybe a special someone might be interested in breaking off from the rest of the group. Enter the library. Those are both really entertaining as options there. Or not as options so much as insight, character insight. Just as its exterior was intimidating in the setting sun, the inside of the library is dark, its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Stella. Hey, Oscar! Are you back yet? Kanika. Shh! You can't yell in a library! It's against the rules! Stella. It's after hours. Rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now it's our domain! Oscar. Hey, you're just in time. Rosalina's situated in the back room. Alexis is going to keep her company while we hopefully get this all sorted out. I'd love for her to be able to sleep in her own bed tonight. Kanika. How is she doing? Oscar. She's not quite as chipper as she was when she was on stronger meds, but she's still doing surprisingly well. Alexis has been by her side non-stop. She's been a really good friend. Rosalina and I are both lucky to have her right now. Stella. I'm glad she's back home at least, and we'll be able to get her back into her real home in no time. I've come fully loaded. Got my EMF reader, temperature gauge, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video cameras, salt, flashlights for everybody in case the ghost messes with the electricity, parabolic microphone, Sharpies and papers for automatic writing, matches and candles for rituals. Oh, and a Ouija board. I know they're toys, but you never know what might come in handy. Kanika. Wow, this is a lot of ghost hunting stuff for something that was so last minute. Do you just have this stuff ready to go in a bug-out bag or something? Stella. Of course I do. I actually stashed a couple bags here overnight after I got back from the mines. Oscar. Excuse me? Stella. I wasn't about to carry everything around all day. This way we can go in light and pop out to grab more stuff once things start getting spooky. I may never have found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying. And after last night, I am more than ready to try again. Avery. Hey, hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? Stella. Avery, glad you can make it. The more pairs of hands we have, the more equipment we can carry. Avery. Sure thing. Always happy to offer a hand or two. Kanika. Glad there will be someone else there with a level head in there tonight. Avery. Whoa, is that an EMF reader? I've never seen one in person. Look at all this stuff. Spirit box, parabolic microphone. Y'all really covered your bases. Kanika. Maybe I spoke too soon. Avery. You know me, Kanika. I'm as level-headed as they come. I'm just not ready to rule out weird paranormal stuff. When people tell me they saw a ghost, who am I to say they didn't? I mean, y'all apparently saw some really unexplainable stuff on Monday, and that mine only collapsing again after 100 years while y'all were there? I'm just saying, anything seems possible right now. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with... Those mines were chock full of ghosts last night. Stella. After all my fruitless ghost hunts, I basically convinced myself that ghosts weren't real, but last night we saw some really convincing evidence. Especially those figures you mentioned. Though, I'm still 50-50 on whether they were cryptids or ghosts. Hopefully whatever happens tonight will help clear that up. Kanika, I can't wait to wander through Oscar's house for a few uneventful hours before getting Rosalina tucked into bed. I could use a nice quiet night after everything we went through. Avery, that'd be too bad. I was kind of hoping to see a ghost. Maybe it'll be a happy medium between no ghost and deadly spirits of vengeance. A Casper situation might be nice. In the end, nobody actually gets what they actually wanted because nobody really wanted the vengeful, deadly spirit of vengeance thing. And I'm gonna just warn y'all right now that anyone who hasn't already, played through or watched someone play through Chapter 3, we are about to get a deadly spirit of vengeance, for sure. They're not wrong, right? Avery is not wrong. A Casper situation might be nice. Oscar, I envy your pessimism here, but I suppose it won't be long until we get to the bottom of things. Zane, yo, don't rush off ghost busting without Zane. No way was I gonna forget your promise, Stella. One of these days I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna listen to someone who has a voice like what I'm going for Zane, and then I will figure out Zane's voice. Maybe I should just try talking slower for Zane. I don't really know how... I can't do, the stoner voice that you get in media, so I'll just... Yo, don't rush off ghost busting without Zane. No way was I gonna forget your promise, Stella. Sure, that works. We'll roll with that. Stella. Zane, glad you could make it. Yeah, basically in this game, I don't always... And in visual novels in general, I don't always do voices, but characters who I feel like I have a good sense of how I want to voice them, I'll try to do something a little different. But occasionally I run into, this, where I'm I know exactly what voice I want to give this character, I just don't know how to make that voice happen. Alright. Zane, I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Now let's go mess with some ghosts. Jinkies, indeed, Artemisia. Oscar. I hope my house is big enough for 6 ghost hunters at once. If this is everyone, we can go ahead and... Kanika. That's everyone. Stella. Wait, what about Tabby? Kanika. What about her? She's not here. Let's get started. Stella. I guess she can catch up to us once she gets here. Oscar. Well, if y'all are itching to get started, it's through the back. Follow me. You and your companions grab some equipment from one of Stella's carefully stashed bug-out bags before heading towards the junction connecting Oscar's house and the library. Oscar. Looks like the sun has almost set. This is when stuff usually starts to kick off. I haven't been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect. Rosalina. Hey! You're not doing this without me. If there's a ghost, I want to see it with my own eyes. Alexis. Sorry, Mr. Gutierrez. I tried to stop her, but she was really convincing. Oh, hi, Zane. What's up? Zane. Yo. Oscar. Rosalina. I'm gonna let Oscar handle this. Not my kid, not my business to butt in. You decide it's best to let Oscar handle this. Rosalina. I've done enough resting. And it's not like hobbling around in the library is any different than hobbling around in our house. I miss being there. I miss feeling home. Oscar. You shouldn't be hobbling around at all. Just take it easy until you're more healed. Rosalina. I've got to learn to walk around eventually. Might as well start while I'm still on pain meds and our house is 1 story. It's not like I'm climbing Everest. Oscar sighs. Oscar. The doctors did say I should encourage you to practice walking. Okay, you can come along, but if you get tired or if it starts to hurt, you let me know right away. Rosalina. Thanks, Dad. Now let's get our house back. You all cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. Family photos line the walls, and stacks of books sit comfortably on wooden furniture. Oscar. Okay, looks pretty normal for now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that could be non-supernatural. Yeah, exactly, Artemisia. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Stella. None of my equipment is picking up anything around the picture. But I'll set up a camera in case it falls again. Could be important evidence. Oscar. You might want to save your cameras for Rosalina's room. That's where I've seen the ghost manifest. It's just down the hall. Oscar and Kanika startle as the door swings open. I guess because Oscar and Kanika were standing closest to it? Or because they're the ones with anxiety. Tabitha. Hold it. You're not taking my cousin along on any more of your little hijinks without me. Stella. Tabby! Tabitha. I can't believe you had the audacity to give me the slip earlier today, Pingu. After I explicitly asked you not to. At least you did the courtesy of letting me know exactly where you'd be tonight, so I didn't have to waste my time looking for you. Kanika. Great, she made it. Stella. Wow, Pingu, you really brought the whole gang together today. Tabitha. I have every right to be here, Kanika. My family built this place, you know. Kanika. Yeah, I know. We all know. Pingu, what made you think inviting her was a good idea? Pingu. She just wants to make sure I don't get hurt. Tabitha. Yeah, I'm looking out for my cousin. If y'all are gonna drag Pingu into dangerous situations every night, you'll have to deal with having a chaperone. Got it? Kanika. Okay, sure. The mine was definitely dangerous. But a haunted house? Come on, this is one of the least dangerous things someone can do. It's basically a slumber party. Yeah, I envy, like, I get where Oscar's coming from on envying Kanika's optimism. Stella. I don't know, Kanika. I usually don't see much action out in the woods, and you know Pingu and I both wound up in a pretty hairy situation Monday night. I don't think we can rule out the possibility of grave danger. Tabitha. Exactly. I'm not underestimating how much danger Pingu can find themselves in, even while walking through a perfectly normal house. Oscar. Sounds like we're in for an interesting night. Avery. I'm glad I didn't stay in the same town with the people I went to high school with. No wonder small towns have so much drama. Oscar. I wonder if the ghost will even show with this many people around. Wait, is it just me or does it suddenly feel colder? Right, Artemisia? Famous last words, like 100% famous last words, Kanika. Stella. It sure does. I definitely feel that. Avery. Same. I've got chills. Kanika. The temperature gun says it's actually a couple of degrees colder, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are sometimes colder than other parts of the house. Zane. Whoa, a genuine cold spot. I gotta snap a pic for posterity. Rosalina. Is that it? This isn't very scary. I like this. I'm going with it. Powerful build option. Pingu. The ghost is just scared because I'm here. It knows it doesn't stand a chance. Tabitha. I didn't realize muscles were supposed to be some sort of paranormal deterrent. Stella. They are if you're Pingu. Zane. Maybe it's chill. I know if I were a ghost, I'd be mad chill. Oscar. If you saw what I've seen, I don't think you'd be saying that. Stella. It's an interesting point, though. What if ghosts usually are friendly, and they're only terrifying because they don't know how to be anything else? Zane. Yeah, like, I know if I were a ghost, I'd just vibe, but what if my vibes were bad and I didn't know it? I shudder to think of the possibilities. Tabitha. What did you rope me into, Pingu? I feel like, you know, I don't remember the conversation being this elaborate the last time I did this, although I thought I had done... Oh, wait. I was wondering why I didn't get the Gangs All Here achievement before, but I think it's because this is the first time I've had the entire gang, including Gretchen. Because on my first run... This is only my third time playing Chapter 3, personally. My first time I didn't stream it, and I had saved Duke. The second time I saved Gretchen, but didn't... Yeah, I saved Gretchen and didn't invite Tabitha. So there was no Tabitha. But this time, everyone! Yay! So I did, in fact, get an achievement for that earlier. Oscar. Okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. Let's head to Rosalina's room. Follow me. That feeling again. Like the mines, like the door to the clinic. A dusty, suffocating, dizzying feeling. Something is in this house, though whether it's a ghost or something worse, you aren't sure. Stella. Whoa. Oscar. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Tabitha. Yeesh, that's gotta be tough to scrub out. Doesn't the county own this house? Do they know about the damaged carpet? Kanika. Have you seen your house? Tabitha. I don't see how that's relevant. Stella. Weird, I'm not getting anything. It's not even cold. It's the same temperature as the living room. Nothing on the EMF either. Oscar. Then your equipment is wrong. The stain is definitely paranormal. I've scrubbed it out too many times to count, and it just keeps coming back. Rosalina. It's just a stain, Dad. Can't we cover it back up? I don't mind sleeping in here. Avery. Maybe we have to scrub it out first. Could be that the paranormal stuff will activate if we give it a reason to. Stella. Oh, good idea. Tabitha. I've never heard of a bleach-activated ghost before. Kanika. You don't use bleach to clean a carpet, Tabitha. Tabitha. Whatever. How was I supposed to know that? Not everybody gets to learn how to clean things. Oscar. If y'all are offering free carpet cleaning, be my guest. You know what? I really like I really like this one for Thembo energy. Ghost blood. Pingu's only Thembo Pingu's only comment on this situation is ghost blood. Stella. Definitely ghost blood. Kanika. Or it's just a rusty pipe leaking all over your floor. I think that'd be a bigger problem than what Pingu or Stella are suggesting. Avery. I don't know, ghost blood sounds pretty intense. Kanika. Have y'all tried ripping up the carpet to see what's causing the stain? Oscar. The government owns this house. There's no way I'm leaving a big red stain on their carpet. I made sure it was pristine every morning. Besides, I also kind of assumed it was ghost blood. Which it is. Tabitha. Don't worry, I'm sure they'll just take you to court for neglect instead. Did it not occur to you that there could be a leaky pipe under the floor? Stella. What if there's something written down there? Under there. Only one way to be sure. Stella excitedly starts tugging at the corner of the carpet. Oscar. Oh dear. Kanika. You're doing the government a favor, really. Avery. We'll cover for you. You don't have to sweat it. Dun dun dun! Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in a reddish brown. Alexis. But what if there isn't a ghost after all? What if somebody lives down there? Rosalina. Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here. Pingu. A hatch! Avery. A hidden hatch. Stella. This is even better than finding a message. Oscar. But there's no basement in this house. At least, we weren't told about a basement. Stella. And look, all the red stuff is coming from underneath. Oh yeah, this is super haunted, alright. You've got a basement chock full of ghosts. I can just feel it. Avery. Still no readings, though. None of the equipment has made a sound. Kanika. Of course not. Y'all know last month was super rainy. It's clearly been a long time since anyone stepped foot in the basement or crawl space or whatever it is under that hatch. There must be a leak that flooded the whole area under the house. The water dissolved the caulk around the edge and leaked through to the carpet, and it's red because North Carolina has red-ass dirt. It's as simple as that. Oscar. It's not mud. It's blood. Human blood. I tested it. Tabitha and Kanika at the same time. Well, you tested it wrong. Tabitha and Kanika. Silence. Kanika. It can't be blood, right? Tabitha. Kanika's right. You've got a muddy floor, and that's why it's so cold in here, too. There's wet dirt under the house. Congratulations, we've solved your ghost problem. Stella. No way. There's an old hatch in the floor that someone tried to seal up. We're not leaving until we know what's down there. Rosalina. I'm with Stella. This is my room, and I need to know what's down there. Kanika. Have you considered that they may have tried sealing it up because it's unsafe? Zane. Uh-oh. Do you think the flooding could have made the house unstable? I'm all in on ghost hunting, but I don't know if I could crawl through into another dangerous crevice. Stella. I'm going for it. Alright, here's another fun scene transition moment about to happen. I'm gonna save here just because I feel like I haven't saved in a while, and I like there are quick saves, but... Is it like here? Yeah, we'll overwrite that save. Alright, folks, get ready for some actual horror time. Stella. I'm going for it. You come to in Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere in sight. The building feels colder, and there's something about the air that feels wrong. It's stale, with an undercurrent of mold and earth. It makes you feel claustrophobic, as though you're in a coffin, each breath depleting what little oxygen is left. Tabitha. How did we end up back here? Where is everyone? Did we pass out again? Was there a gas leak in the basement or something? Pingu. It was the ghost! Tabitha. No way. It had to have been something nasty in that basement. The whole town is full of old tunnels. It wouldn't surprise me if that's why that hatch was sealed in the first place. Now let's get the hell out of here before the bad air gives us brain damage. Your cousin marches to the front door and opens it. Why does it look like Oscar's house is in front of us? Didn't we just leave? I must just be misremembering things. Let's go. Pingu. Wait, we're not done ghost hunting. Tabitha. Clearly everyone else has left, or if they haven't, they're passed out further into the house, which means if we go further into the house without gas masks, we'll all just pass out and suffocate together. Not exactly how I want this week to end. The two of you cross the hallway and open the door. Something isn't right. It feels like a late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, and the scent of flowers drifts on the breeze. Tabitha. This... Oh my goodness. Tabitha, please tell me I'm not the only one seeing that scratchy shadow in the distance? Tabitha. You're not. What the hell is that thing? Am I having a stroke? Are you having a stroke? Are we both having the same stroke at the same time? Where is the ditchling? There it is. Spot the ditchling. It's like Where's Waldo, but a lot creepier. Pingu. Do you see that creature behind the thorns? That's one of the bad omens Stella and I found in the woods. Tabitha. Ew. Pinch Tabitha to see if you're me. Nah. I'm gonna go with Pingu. This is so cool! Tabitha. Speak for yourself. Is this what it feels like to be high? Did we get drugged? Oh no. Oh, there's a decision here. Do I say, I have no idea, or do I say, no, this isn't what it's like? I think that my Thembo is a good'un. And by a good'un, I also mean a bit straight-laced, because there's nothing wrong with if you know, are responsible and, like, you know, you have, like, basically, as long as you're responsible about it, and you're not taking hard drugs of the kind that are really hard to not get addicted to and are extremely harsh on your body, I don't have any particular objections to people taking drugs. And obviously, like, in my state, marijuana is legal, and I don't think marijuana ever should have been illegal in the first place, so... But I assume she means psychedelics, and I'm obviously not condoning psychedelics. They are illegal. I do not recommend doing illegal activity. However, if someone happens to do something in their own private time, safely and responsibly, I do feel like it's kind of not my business, as long as they're not harming themselves or others by doing it. So... I'm gonna go with I wouldn't know, I've never been high. Okay, so when I say good, and I think what I actually mean is that I think this Thembo character, as I envision them, is very, like, straight-laced and the kind of, like, I guess, envy next door vibe, and therefore just would never have thought to do any illegal drugs? Or are you lying about being high? Yeah, no. I'm gonna go with my character this particular character has never done drugs, and therefore I wouldn't know. I've never been high. Tabitha. Oh my gosh, Tabitha. Okay, like, in real life, I've also never been high. Technically. Because, there is one time on a legitimate psychiatric medication I think might have given me something like a drug high, and it freaked me out really badly. So I may have been high one time, but not psychedelically so. Tabitha. Yeah, me neither. I've never even touched a marijuana cigarette. I can't believe people do this for fun. I guess you can technically have something like a marijuana cigarette. However, marijuana... I do not do drugs. I have never taken any non-prescription drugs of any kind aside from occasional social drinking of alcohol. And yet I know enough to be extremely aware that marijuana is not the type of drug that Tabitha is thinking might do this to someone. Like, you're talking, to get this kind of nonsense, you're talking psychedelics. Also, Artemisia, you're not wrong. That is pretty judgmental of Tabitha. I assume that's who you're referring to. Tabitha, there's gotta be an exit somewhere. We just have to look. Wait, did you hear music? Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadow rises to attention. Tabitha. Stella? Stella. Who are you? What are you doing on my property? Tabitha. Huh? Pingu. Holy shit, Stella, you scared me! Tabitha. Yeah, cut it out! Stella. Did you say Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's Edwardine now. I'm not a child anymore. Tabitha. Edwardine? Eddie? You've gotta be kidding me. Powerful build. Snap her out of it. Let's see how this goes. You grab Stella by the shoulders, attempting to shake her from her trance. But as you try to pull her shoulder, it's as if she's being held back by invisible ropes. Stella. I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone, and you absolutely shouldn't have shown up here of all places. By the way, just a quick aside, if you want to see the actual conversation that would be happening, I did do, my Silent Max run where I had Mystic. I just had it as Max, who normally doesn't talk a lot, was just channeling the presence the whole time, and so you get to actually see the whole conversation from the perspective of the ghost presence that they're, like, so you get, like, normally you're just getting one side of the conversation, but if you have Mystic, you can actually see both sides of the conversation. So if anyone wants to see that, you can watch, you know, mine or someone else's playthrough of Chapter 3 with the skill Mystic. Anyway, Stella. I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone. And you absolutely shouldn't have shown up in here of all places. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what Father might do. Nope, that just gave me the opportunity to try a second time. I'm not even gonna read that. You know, not having come up with any other plan, I try it, like, Finger tries again to shake Stella out of it, and once again gets the feeling that she's being held back by invisible ropes. Powerful build. Snap her out of it harder. You pull with all of your strength, digging your heels into the strange, shifting earth beneath you. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! I'm sorry, I've just never seen this happen before. Holy shit! You feel the invisible ropes snap. Stella. Help me! Get me out of here! It hurt! You can hear the ropes tighten around her again. Your physical strength is meaningless here. Not completely meaningless. Holy crap! Holy crap, I can't believe that! I managed to pull Stella free briefly. That's intense. Tabitha. Oh my god. Stella! Stella. I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to the Western Front, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides Father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. Tabitha. Shut up! Shut up! Pingu. How do we snap her out of this? Tabitha. I don't know! You yanked her out of it, but it seemed like it only lasted for a second. Stella. You should just get out of town while you still can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it. Pingu. I'll get you out of here, Stella. I promise. She's gone, along with the shadow in the corner of the room. Tabitha. Come on, we must have taken the wrong door out of the annex. We're getting out of here before anything else happens. I'm sorry. I like this. I like this option for powerful build. So, Pingu. I'm going after Stella. No, we're not leaving here. Stella needs help. We're going after Stella. Your cousin tries yanking your arm back towards the entrance, but you push forward, dragging her behind you as you move. You push forward, ignoring Tabitha's grip on your arm as you follow the path through the thick foliage. The two of you are met by a closed door standing in the middle of the garden's greenery. But yeah, like, it would not only not be very Thembo energy, but it would also be not very energy of a character who is currently in the process of romancing Stella to just try and leave Stella behind, clearly suffering. We go after Stella, for sure. The two of you are met by a closed door standing in the middle of the garden's greenery. Tabitha. That's ominous. Pingu. Let's try it. Tabitha. But there can't be anything behind it. It's just standing there. You ignore her, walking forward and reaching for the doorknob. Bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined. Tabitha. Are you kidding me? This is messed up. We need help. God, please let this call go through. Tabitha anxiously taps her foot as she waits for her phone to connect. Tabitha. Hey, it's... What? No, it's Tabitha. Didn't you see the caller ID? Stop interrupting me. Can't you hear what I'm... Your cousin is cut off by the dial tone of a disconnected call. Tabitha. Great. She couldn't hear a word I said. Looks like we're on our own. Rosalina. Junior, pack up your things. Quickly, hurry. Tabitha. Jesus! Rosalina, you scared the shit out of me. Alexis. Maybe we should run him out on a rail too. Make an example of the whole family. Oh, I like this. I'm liking all these powerful build options. I want to see how they go. Is the shadowy figure in the corner dictating the flow of events? The last thing you're going to do is wait to find out. You plant your feet against the ground and launch yourself into a powerful tackle. Only, you don't actually go anywhere. It's suddenly as if the floor beneath you has become a treadmill, and try though you might, you find yourself comically running in place. Tabitha. What are you doing? I'm gonna read through all of these options before I decide because they're all funny. There's lie. I'm just stretching. Yeah, I'm stretching. Another lie. I'm possessed. I don't want to worry Tabby like that. Or I'm trying to deck that ghost in the face, but it won't let me. Or if I can't punch the ghost, what's the point? What's the point of doing anything? That's so funny. It's so funny. Or quietly stop embarrassing yourself on the options. I think I'm going for Pingu. I'm trying to deck that ghost in the face, but it won't let me! Tabitha. I'm no expert on ghost physics, but even if it let you move, would you really be able to do anything to it? Rosalina. Please, he's only a child. We'll leave peacefully. Just give us a little time. Alexis. They were only children, too. My boy was in there. Why should I give Junior here all the time in the world to gather his little toys and fancy clothes? My boy didn't have that kind of luxury. Tabitha. Oh. Pingu. What are they talking about? Tabitha. You need a lot of things spelled out for you, don't you? Yeah, alright. I'm happy when the game affirms my Thembo energy. Tabitha. They're talking about the original collapse in the Shaw mine. The mine we were in last night. Rosalina. Don't listen to him, Charlie. Just keep packing. Alexis. Looks like the others are on their way. Better hurry, boy, or you and your little dolls here might get burned up. And as for you, lady, what makes you think you're going to be keeping any of those valuables you're packing in that fine suitcase of yours? Pingu. Do you think Rosalina's okay standing like that? Tabitha. I don't think any of these people are okay. Alexis. Trust me, boy, the coppers ain't coming here tonight. What makes you think you can talk to an adult like that? Maybe they should have had you working in the mines too instead of lazing around in this big house. Maybe you would have learned a thing or two about respecting your elders. Rosalina. Don't talk to my son like that. Alexis. Don't talk to me like that, woman. I call the shots. Now get out unless you want to go up in flames with all your precious jewels and expensive dresses. You're lucky I'm even letting you leave. Pingu. Have you figured out what's going on yet? I'm at a bit of a loss. Tabitha. I mean, it's a play, right? It's putting on an act to show us something. And we've been called Charlie in both rooms, so we're probably the same person here as we were there. If this is a play, then we're playing the ghost, back when it was still alive. This must be right after the Shaw mine collapsed in 1918. Rosalina. It's okay, Charlie. You can make new ones, even better than these. Alexis. It's good for him. Shouldn't be playing with dolls anyway. Now you're gonna have to earn your keep just like the rest of us, boy. No more big inheritance for you. Alexis and Rosalina are whisked away, leaving you and Tabitha in an empty room. As they depart, the front door stops pounding and opens into a beckoning white void. Tabitha. We're in hell. We both died, and we're in hell. Yeah, alright. Pingu. Are we supposed to be Charlie? Is Charlie the ghost? Tabitha. Your guess is as good as mine. Pingu. Who did you call on the phone earlier? Tabitha. A friend of the family. Not that it matters, though. The call didn't go through, so we're on our own. Okay, let's put our heads together. What do we know? Tabitha. We know that we can't leave, and we know that we're not possessed, at least as far as we can tell. And whatever we saw in this room, at least, happened right after the Shaw mine collapsed in 1918. I think the only option on the table for us right now is to keep doing what it wants us to. Maybe it'll stop at some point, or maybe we'll figure out a way to escape. You know what, Artemisia? I'm now seeing multiple T's, and you're right, it is a Pavlovian response, but I'm noticing it's 11. I'm gonna say, let me know if the others are available. Like, I am giving you full permission to ping me in chat for this, and if the others are available, I will do a BRB screen and let me know when that happens. Or, if the others don't seem to be available, just come back in and ping me when it's like, if we're like at 11th. Whenever you have gotten to the point where you're no longer willing to keep waiting, come in and ping me, I'll do a BRB screen, and I will do the T thing. Sound good? Hopefully sounds good. I'm gonna keep going for now. Yes, awesome, cool. Alright, explore. Pingu. There's so many ditchlings here. Tabitha. Yeah, there are. Those things are horrible. No wonder you were too scared to come back to the estate on Monday. Pingu. You're right. There's only one way to get to the end of this. Shall we? Tabitha. Yeah, let's get this over with. You and Tabitha walk up to where the pounding door used to stand and step into the void. Okay, so is that I should pause? Okay, cool. So everyone who is watching me, I will be back in, like, just a minute or two. This should not take me very long. And I am going to run an ad break while I'm BRB, so that people shouldn't get ad breaks later. Alright, I am back. And hopefully that should be the last BRB, and then I will do a push to the end of stream. Although I did just notice that my, how did that get off center, I wonder? So I do, as you can see in my chat, I do still have the donation thing up for Nami, and there are other people doing it too, so if I only raise $10, that's okay. But if anyone has the ability to comfortably donate, NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, does a lot of, like, grassroots work towards destigmatizing mental illness. So they're a really cool organization. So, and also Artemisia, no problem. It benefits me as well. So I'm pretty invested when I can. All right. So back to it. Back to the creepy ghost haunting. You're outside and it's night. A false moon looming massive in the painted sky. The night feels thick and warm. The insects lively. Their calls unnaturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pond. Tabitha. Ugh, what magic words do I have to say to get you to let us go? I'm sorry, okay? Whatever my family did to piss you off so much, I'm sorry. Jeez. Kanika. You poor dear. I've been keeping track of you, scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwardine, haven't you? Yeah, alright. Pegu. Kanika, I'll get you out of here, I promise. Tabitha. Don't waste your breath trying to talk to them. Kanika. There's no need to feel embarrassed. Your secret is safe with me. You know, I never did approve of what Scarlet's did to your family, and what it did to the two of you young'uns. Childhood sweethearts. Just think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? Yeah, alright. Pingu. So Edwardine and Charlie. Tabitha. Let me just spoil it for you and say it doesn't work out. Our great-grandfather's name was not Charles. Kanika. I'm sure by now you've realized the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you, but it's not for lack of desire, as you well know. It's Enoch. Even if you dragged her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you were ever happy again. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want that to be the two of you? Pingu. What do you know about Enoch, Tabitha? Tabitha. Our great-great-grandfather, who was in charge of the mines when they collapsed. I don't know much besides that, so don't bother asking. Pingu. What happened to our parents? Tabitha. We talked about this? Assuming this ghost was Charlie, its parents were driven out of the town after the Shaw mine collapsed in 1918. Were you not paying attention? Sometimes I need to have things repeated to me, apparently. I'll call that an in-character choice. Kanika. The powers at work here are stronger than even your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune. Not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to step foot outside of the holler. And that is the thing. I'm just remembering now the thing I was talking about earlier, which makes it suspicious and makes it seem like there's something that's preventing anyone who lives in Scarlet Hollow from ever really being able to leave. There is something that makes it so any residents of Scarlet Hollow will eventually suffer some terrible misfortune if they leave the town limits. If anything, I'm impressed that, like, your character's mother made it so long. Like, clearly a couple good decades of your character's, like, 20, and the implied that your mother died relatively recently. No, not 20, but 20-something. So, you know, mother ended up out of Scarlet Hollow for over 20 years without I mean, maybe had a rough life or something, but managed okay. Kanika. No more misfortune. Not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to step foot outside the holler. Kanika mimes handing her something, though her hand is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. Pingu. What's that about misfortune and stepping foot outside the holler? Is the town cursed? Kanika. That's where you'll find them. You need her there, then read what I've written down, and be careful. Good luck to the both of you. I hope you get your happiness. And then she's gone. Tabitha sighs. Okay, let's find the way out. Unless you have any ideas, I don't think there's anything else we can do until we get to the end. Or until we die, whichever. Before the two of you can leave, a smell hits you. Sweating, suffocating flesh, with a tinge of the saccharine and stomach-churning scent of decay. Wait. There you are! I would have found you sooner, but the Resonant clearly doesn't want me here. It doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? Talk? I love it! Powerful build. Pingu. Psst. I could squish a ditchling too if I wanted to. Those things are like hollow. Wayne. You really don't have to be afraid. Not of me and not of the creature that's trapped you in this vision. Tabitha grabs your arm, her grip tight and nervous. Tabitha. Yes, you do. Wayne. What an unfortunate situation you've been dragged into, Pingu. Why can't you do as I ask and stay out of trouble? But that girl won't let you, will she? Stella, is that her name? Perhaps I should pay her a visit soon, if she makes it out alive. Tabitha bolts for the underbrush, desperately pulling you along. Tabitha. Stella. Nope! I'm sorry, Hot gives you an option here of, hey, so are you still into him? Because I wouldn't mind shooting my shot. And I'm like, nope! Nope! It's really funny the game gives you that option, but boy am I not interested. I'm gonna be like, Pingu, hey, are you okay? That couldn't have been easy for you to see. Tabitha. Why wouldn't I be okay? Let's just keep going. The two of you step out from the brush and into a long wooden corridor lined by bottles and rails. A figure rises to attention, blocking your way. Zane. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I'd say it now. As Zane is swept away, the room pulls itself to you and you find yourself looming over a deathbed. Oscar lies in its center, looking pitifully small. I'm sorry, Oscar. I'm sorry, boy. Sorry I let my troubles drive your mama away. And sorry those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now. Pingu. Oscar, I'm so sorry. Tabitha. This looks especially painful, like, on an emotional level. Even if everyone else could understand what we were saying, I wonder if he can even hear us. Oscar. Damn it, Junior, how many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but that damn snake Enoch went behind my back. Tabitha. Oh, what bullshit! Pingu. Strike a nerve? Tabitha. It was Charles Shaw's fault. That's just a fact. Pingu. Is that a fact, or is that just what you've been told? Tabitha. It's in the history books. It's a fact. Man, I kind of regret not choosing the... Isn't history written by the victors, though? Because that's also true. Oscar. You're right, I've been using that excuse for too many years. At a certain point, a man has to accept when he's dug his own grave. They may have run me out, but they didn't put the bottle in my hand. Still. They destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our name is cleared. Not until you can pass on this name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there. Tell people the truth. Try to find proof. I don't know what you'll have to do, but please. I know I ain't been the best father, but I'm no murderer. Pingu. I'm guessing this request didn't really pan out. Tabitha. Yeah, I don't think we'd be here if it did. Oscar. Damn it, boy. I may not have till morning. Promise me. Promise you'll go back, and at the very least show that Enoch bastard what for. Stand in silence. That's the option I'm going with there. You watch as Oscar's body seizes and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles along with him. Tabitha. This ghost is so full of it. Your cousin steps forward and disappears through the hole left in the bed, leaving you to follow. Follow her. You find yourself pressed uncomfortably against a trellis. A small castle sits off to one side of the wall, and the bars of the prison loom over both all of it and all of you. Avery. Climbing up the trellis again? How very Romeo and Juliet of you. No need to run off. I won't tell the old man. Though you've gotten sloppy, you should try to be more careful if you don't want him putting you in an early grave. Yeah, I'm gonna just do the same thing I've been saying to everyone. Pingu. We'll get you out somehow, Avery. I promise. Avery. No, not one of her brothers. I'm a prisoner. Another victim of the Scarlet's lies. Like you, Charles Shaw. You know, I am really fascinated. I continue to be really fascinated about what kind of entity Avery is playing the role of here, and how they are a victim of the Scarlet's lies. Like, I'm guessing, I still think something like, you know, summoned a demon and then tricked them and trapped them. Or something like that, but we'll find out. Pingu. Tabitha, does our family have a history of locking folks up in some sort of rich people dungeon? Tabitha. What a ridiculous question. Of course not. I think I would know if our family had a history of imprisoning human beings in the estate. Is that a thing people actually do? You know what else I just noticed? She did say, I think I'd know if our family had a history of imprisoning human beings in the estate. Because this is not a human being, and she knows damn well that something is I believe that she knows damn well that something is imprisoned in the estate. She just also knows it's not a human being. Avery. A mere generation makes no difference. His blood runs in your veins, does it not? And now it runs in hers. Yes, it seems your little trysts bore fruit. And oh, will you ever be in trouble when the old man finds out? Tabitha's eyes go wide. Pingu. Fruit as in... Tabitha. Shh, let it talk. I think this might be important. Avery. You know, you don't have to keep dangling there. Come inside, you'll be able to hear me through the door just fine. The world around you swirls, and you and Tabitha find yourselves pulled to the other side of the wall. A door bound by countless locks and chains pulsates before you. Pingu. Do you get what's going on here? Tabitha. Stop talking, we might miss something. Avery. That's not what I invited you in for. I couldn't escape even with your help. I merely wanted to offer a warning. Leave town, now. I'm gonna go with Pingu. You can't tell me what to do! Avery. You can't take her with you. It's not possible. You can always stay and die, but if I were you, I would use my healthy legs and run as far away from Scarlet Hollow as possible. I hear the beaches are nice. Why don't you take a permanent vacation there? Pingu. I'm guessing he doesn't do that. Yes, Artemisia, bun in the oven, indeed. Pingu. I'm guessing he doesn't do that. Tabitha. Yeah, in which case this Charlie guy has nobody to blame but himself. Hear that, Ghost? You had every warning. You could have just left. Avery. Ah, you've been talking to the witch then. How very interesting. Stella. Charlie, get away from the door. Don't listen to it. Tabitha. Stella! Pingu. I promise we'll figure out how to free you soon, Stella. There can't be much more to these memories. Tabitha. I hope we do. Stella. How does it know that? Tabitha. This is too much. I just want to go home. Do you feel sick? I feel sick. Pingu. Are we related to Charlie? Tabitha. No, and I know that for a fact. Even if we can trust what we've seen here, I'm sure Grandma Eddie just miscarried or something, right? Come on, the quicker we get through this, the quicker we'll be out of this ghost place, hopefully. You and Tabitha walk after Stella and into the darkness. You and your cousin find yourselves crouched under a large table. Stella stares through you as indecipherable murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. Tabitha. Ugh, I don't know how, but this feels so much worse than the last room. Stella. They're so lovely. Are you sure I can keep one? You must have worked very hard on them. Pingu. I guess we're supposed to be kids now? Denial. Yeah, Artemisia, you are totally right. Tabitha's in a lot of denial right now. Tabitha. Yeah, I guess this is before everything else we saw. Hopefully that means it's almost over. Stella. I'll try to keep it from my brothers so they don't smash it, though I wish I could make it move like you can. And you can even do the voices. You know, you could probably make real money if you put on a show for people. I do like, dang, even possessed Stella is out here trying to monetize hobbies. But nah, it feels a little... Pingu. If we're nearing the end of things, do we have a plan yet? Tabitha. If you're asking that question, the answer is no. I'm waiting to see what happens once the show is over. Stella. A traveling show? And you'd want me there too? Oh, we could go to towns along the beach? I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world. Like, I also think Tapau's not wrong. They have a weird hyperfixation on the beach. Ugh. Pingu. I wish we could go back in time all those years ago and tell them what we know. Tabitha. Me too. Stella. Thank you, Charlie. I've always wanted to see the ocean. Tabitha. Silence. There! Are you done now, Charlie? Can we leave? Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you or Tabitha can get in another word. A single spotlight remains, illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn to it. Pingu. The trapdoor. Are we back in Rosalina's room? Tabitha. We must be. Which one of us is going to open it? Pingu. I'm opening it. You carefully step towards the trapdoor. It creaks open all on its own. Oh, Artemisia, this takes place, I'm pretty sure, in North Carolina. So, like, yeah, I'm having this moment where I'm like, I'm not mixing up geography again, am I? Because sometimes I'm really bad at geography, but North Carolina, I'm pretty confident that is where this is happening. It creaks open all on its own. Tabitha. Oh god, this is so much worse than opening it ourselves. You and Tabitha are shoved from behind and tumble through the hatch. And there it is, the creepy demon seal. Charlie. It took some digging, but it's there. The map was right. That means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. We can be happy together. Content warning. Dude is about to literally get his head bashed in with a bat. Charlie. Eddie? And it's a little graphic, but not more graphic than that scene. Tabitha. Oh god, I'm actually going to be sick this time. Your cousin violently heaves into the void, but nothing comes up. Tabitha. There's nothing here. This place is completely empty. I can only choose one of these things. Oh, man. Oh, these are all possible. Like, oh, gosh. So Edward Dean was a murderer. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Who was Edward Dean in relation to us? Are we in hell? Maybe we're in purgatory? Okay, everyone is missing and we're suspended in an infinite void. Do we start walking or what? And I think the one I'm gonna actually go with is Pingu. How do you know we're not related to Charlie? Tabitha. Easily. Edward Dean had more than one child, and our grandmother, Mary Bell, was the eldest. Shit. Okay, maybe I don't have a neatly constructed logical argument for why he can't be our great-grandfather, but someone would have told me. Ugh, why aren't these broken memories time-stamped? Tabitha. Ugh, what now? Stella. Do you repent? Kanika. Do you repent for your crimes? I think I'm gonna go with Pingu. You gotta let this go, man. Get over it. It's not healthy to dwell on stuff like this. Everyone dies one day, you know? Okay, actually now I slightly regret choosing that because I'm like, actually no, that's a little dismissive, but I would have praised it as, it's been over 100 years. It sucked, but you should move on. Like, literally, you're a ghost, you should move on. Tabitha. I appreciate what you're trying to do here, but don't talk to it. Oscar. You must answer for the crimes committed by your scarlet blood. Tabitha. Are you kidding me? I hate it here. I hate it here so much. Avery. Until you do, I cannot die. Rosalina. I want to die. Please. I have been alone in the dark for so long. Kanika. All I ask is for some of your years. Stella. To pay for the years that were taken from me. Tabitha. What are you saying? Alexis. My life was stolen from me. Avery. I want some of yours. Stella. It's only fair. Tabitha. No! No, it is absolutely not fair! You've got to be kidding me! Neither of us had anything to do with what happened to you. Oscar. The sins of the father. Someone else said, must be laid upon the children. Which, by the way, I think is bullshit. I hate it. I hate that. I hate that. As a concept, I disagree with it. Kanika. One of you must forfeit. It doesn't matter which. Tabitha. Bullshit! Pingu. I don't understand. I'm going with I don't understand because it feels like it has the most Thembo energy. Alexis. You will live a shorter life. Oscar. And I will finally be satisfied. Kanika. I will have justice. Stella. I will finally die. Rosalina. I will leave this house at last. Yeah, I think the proper Thembo energy here is to do the self-sacrifice thing. I think it's the right choice for the character. Pingu. How much shorter would my life be? Tabitha. You aren't seriously entertaining this thing, are you? Kanika. That isn't for you to know. Just as it wasn't for me to know. One day, sooner than you'd like, you will die. Pingu. And what happens if we refuse? Stella. Then, Oscar. I will stay. Avery. I will stay until I get what I am owed. Kanika. The sentence has been handed down. Stella. Make your choice. Sybil. I hope I didn't come too late. Kanika. Oh good, everyone's broken out of it. Oh good. Kanika. Mom? Sybil. All of you had better get out of here before the spirit regains its composure. This certainly is a strong one, isn't it? Don't worry about the others. They're safe. I got your call, Tabitha, but it was not easy getting down here. Tabitha. Get us out of this pit, Sybil! Sybil. Tabitha, I don't think it's wise to leave something like this where anyone could stumble across it. Tabitha. Why is that my problem? Sybil. It wants something, doesn't it? And I think you know which of you should volunteer. Tabitha. You must be joking! Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I hate this, I think it's shitty, I don't think either of us should have to volunteer, nope, hate it. Hate it! No thanks, no thanks. In fact, on my previous run, as I recall, I was like, Tabitha wasn't there, and I noped out. If you have book smarts, you can fix this and not have to have either of you sacrifice. And there's also an option to choose to have neither of you sacrifice, but then this place is just in a permanent haunting state. Anyway, Tabitha. You must be joking! Sybil. You're the eldest cousin. You're the one who's actually lived in this town. It's only right. Tabitha. Absolutely not! We should just leave! I'm not giving in to the demands of some dead guy! Oh, I have to think about this. Yeah, no, I really do think, earnestly, like, genuinely, I think the Thembo choice here is, I'm not leaving before I put this thing to rest, because, you know, what is it, like, the goal there is pure of heart, dumb of ass kind of thing, is the general, saying, and I think the pure of heart thing to do here is, Bingo. I'm not leaving before I put this thing to rest. You take a step towards the spotlight. As you move forward, you feel Tabitha's hand on your shoulder. Tabitha. Pengu, what are you doing? Pengu. Where are Oscar and Rosalina gonna live if I don't do this? Tabitha. Is that what you're worried about? Good God, don't give up years of your life just for somebody's rental. I own properties. I can let them rent for me. I'll even throw in a discount. Explorer. Pengu. What if someone walks into the annex and gets stuck in this labyrinth of impossible rooms? Tabitha. Then we'll close up the library. It might just go away on its own. Who knows? Why give up something like years of your life to some ghost who might not even be telling the truth? Pengu. It's okay, Tabitha. This is what family's for, right? Tabitha. Sybil is right here! Please don't do this! You wordlessly step into the spotlight. It's the very noble Thembo sacrifice to make. So, my Thembo character goes, I shall take on this burden to save the town and my cousin. And to save my cousin from having to do it, and to save the town from having to suffer this permanent haunting. But I do think it's pretty BS, and I really like it that in the Booksmart run you can just be like, dude, what do you mean sins of the father? Didn't you hate that exact thing when you were, like, alive? Like, ugh. Anyway, I like it a lot in Booksmart that you can just be like, yeah, no, this is not how you do, and you get to make an argument. Anyway, I'm kind of ruining it, I suppose. Ruining the moment, but... With Booksmart, you can basically lawyer your way out of the situation and convince him to move on of his own volition without taking anything from either of you. Because every chapter, one of the 7 potential skills will let you resolve... Each chapter has a huge dilemma moment. And in every chapter there is one skill that will allow you to solve the dilemma in such a way that nothing bad happens. So for chapter 1, it's Powerful Build. You can save both Duke and Gretchen. For chapter 2, it's Keen Eye. You can get all the kids out of there before the mind collapse gets too far. And for chapter 3, it's Booksmart. You can lawyer your way out of having to give this ghost, having to give up years of one of your lives to this ghost before it moves on. For the first time in what feels like hours, the earth around you feels solid, real, but also soft. You feel it pressing in on all sides, cold and growing tighter by the second as the soil settles. Fly your way out. Your arms tear at the earth until they break through into the air. As you gasp for breath, you take a look back into the pit behind you. Charlie's mummified remains stare up at you, sad and broken at the bottom of the pit. You're only able to maintain your gaze for a moment before exhaustion overwhelms you. With the last of your strength, you hoist yourself from the pit and collapse on the floor. You feel like death. Tabitha. No! Pingu, what happened to you? You look awful! Sybil. It's done, Tabitha. If you have any regrets, keep them to yourself. You try and think of words to say, but you're still delirious from what happened, and you struggle to form coherent thoughts. Sybil. Come along, Pingu. Let's get you home. You quietly walk towards the stairs. Sybil lends you her arm and guides you out of the library, Tabitha trailing close behind. You're outside. It's real this time. Oh, that's so creepy. I just noticed the, outer edges are all, blood spattered. That's... Your vision is not great. Also, just for the record, rules lawyer, exactly, Artemisia. That's the Booksmart version. But yeah, so, for the record, the first time I played this through when I didn't do it on stream, Tabitha sacrificed herself for me. Without me asking. It's just if she likes you enough, she'll just be like, nope, I'm not letting you do this, I'm doing it instead. And, contextually, it ends up looking like she's aged about 10 years, so I'm assuming the same has basically happened to my character. My character looks as though they've aged about 10 years, which, to be fair, they're in their early 20s, so if it's and now the character has jumped ahead to being early 30s, that's not that bad. You're outside. It's real this time. The cool breeze chills you deeper than it should, and you realize just how drained you feel. Your legs are heavier, harder to lift as you make your way down the steps of the library, your lungs wheezing as if you've run a marathon. To be fair, I also figure with hot and powerful build, I will look fine no matter what, because, there are certainly, I will look good no matter what, and also powerful build makes me think that my character is very healthy, and therefore having years taken from them won't be as bad as it would have been for Tabitha. You can almost feel how pale your face has become. Your lips dry and thin, your hands almost trembling with the effort of raising them to your face as you trace the new lines and furrows that have formed there. Tabitha. I'm gonna go wait by the car. Just let me know when you're ready to go home. Your cousin walks off before you get the chance to respond. Zane. I'm gonna peace out too. Back-to-back encounters with my own morality. I've got a lot to ponder. See ya, Rosalina! See ya, Alexis! Zane walks off down the road. Sybil. I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you earlier in the night. I had no idea what y'all were planning to do. Kanika. How are we supposed to know it would be like that? Sybil. Things have been strange around town, sweetie. Now's not the time to be poking around in the supernatural. I thought you learned that lesson yesterday. Kanika. But magic isn't real. I mean, it's not supposed to be. God, that hurt. Everything is so... Kanika stops mid-sentence as she realizes what's happened to you. Kanika. Oh my god, Pingu, you poor thing. Avery. My bones weren't meant to bend like that. I'm gonna be hurting for a few days at least. And poor Rosalina. Sybil. I'll make sure to bring them both some tea later. I think I have just the thing. Kanika. Mom, this is no time for tea. Jesus, the girl's lost a leg. She needs real medication. Sybil. Real medication comes from natural ingredients, doesn't it? What I have to offer is no different than what Dr. Kelly would prescribe. And besides, after all you've seen, are you really so sure you have that much of a grasp on the real and unreal? Oscar. Pingu, did you... Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pingu. I'm so happy I could help. Oscar. I can't believe you're being so gracious right now. If I'd have known what would happen to you, I wouldn't have let tonight happen. I'm so sorry. Avery. So it's true then. That ghost really took away years of your life? Sybil. I'm afraid so. Everything in this world has a price, and those years were unfortunately what it took to put that spirit to rest. It's so frustrating though, because I know from Booksmart runs that technically it wasn't. It just required being cleverer. Or book smarter, I guess. Kanika. I can't believe Tabitha let you do that. It's outrageous. If anyone should have paid a price to put the ghost to rest, it should have been her. You don't even live here. You're barely even a Scarlet. It's just so unfair. Sybil. I agree, it's unfair, but I did my best to sway her, and what's done is done. There's no use dwelling on things. I think it wasn't fair for either my character or Tabitha to have had to give up our lives, to have give up their years, and I think it was very in character for my character to be like, that's what family's for. I'm gonna take on this burden for you. Kanika takes a deep breath and sighs. I'm kind of annoyed at how much Sybil was like, go on and give up your years, like, it's only right. And I'm like, no, it's not the right thing. Okay, I'll stop complaining. I'll do another run with Booksmart one of these days. Kanika. You know, Pengu, the salt and pepper look is good on you. Maybe this isn't all bad. Sybil. Kanika. Kanika. Sorry, just trying to be positive. Stella's way better at that. Pengu. Is she okay? Kanika. I was wondering the same thing. We just saw a ghost and she's standing off by herself. It'd be a normal reaction from anyone else who had just seen a ghost, but this is Stella we're talking about. I'm gonna go talk to Pingu. I'm gonna go check in with her. You walk over to Stella. Stella. Oh, hey, Pingu. I'm gonna go with Pingu. I'm here if you need me. Stella. I'm so sorry, Pingu. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? She hurries off down the road. Pingu. I think she took the brunt of things in there. No wonder she's having a hard time right now. Kanika. Should we go after her? Sybil. She's a strong girl. She's had to grapple with a lot of turmoil in her life. She can handle an evening like this. And nobody here should be rushing after anyone right now. That goes doubly for you, Kanika. We don't want that cold of yours to get any worse. You'd better not get any ideas either, Pingu. You need time to recover. Pingu. There was another carving in there. I wonder if those things are tied to everything supernatural that's been happening. Kanika. Yeah, I wonder. One is a coincidence, but two of them on back-to-back nights? And if you and Stella are right and there's another one in the clinic? Oscar. Sorry, I'm a little lost. Have you been finding carvings around town? Avery. This is news to me, too. Sybil. I'm sure everyone could stand around theorizing about this all night long. There'll be plenty of time for that tomorrow. Oscar. I can't believe I let Rosalina go in there. How could I have been so careless? After everything she went through in the last day, how could I have let this happen? Hey, you actually tried pretty hard to warn us about things, Oscar. None of us took you seriously enough. Oscar. Well, I should have done a better job warning you. I should have known how bad it could have gotten in there. I shouldn't have let Rosalina come with us. Rosalina. Dad, what did I tell you? Stop blaming yourself. You couldn't have stopped me. If you tried, we were just gonna sneak in after you. Alexis. Yeah, Rosalina was gonna make us go in there no matter what. Rosalina. You didn't put a ghost in our house. This is not on you. Sybil. I know you've both had a difficult time with this, but the storm has passed. Things will start getting better from here. For them. I don't trust it'll start getting better for me. Or for some of the people that are closer to me in this game. Pingu. I I ran into Wayne in one of those rooms, and he vaguely threatened Stella if I kept poking around. Kanika, wait, are you serious? Should we be worried about her? Oh, man. I see now where they're going with the hot. He crashed a ditchling with his bare hands and was kind of hot. Yeah, no. I'm not answering that, but it's funny that you can with hot. Pingu. Of course we should be. Kanika. I'll make sure Stella knows what's going on. Oscar. There was someone else in there? But that's my house! Rosalina and I live there! Kanika. Did he say anything else to you? Sybil. We don't need to trouble Pingu for any details. No one pay any mind to that man. I gotta admit, I don't totally trust Sybil. Sybil. He's just a drifter. He'll be gone soon enough. In the meantime, steer clear and he won't make trouble. Pingu. Were you all conscious that whole time? Everyone glances at each other. Though none of them technically gave any of their years away, you can see how exhausted they are. How unsettled. Kanika. Yeah. Avery. It was awful. Kind of fun, too, but mostly awful. Oscar. I'm pretty sure we remember everything, at least until Sybil showed up and snapped us out of it. Pingu. What was it like, being puppeted? They all glance away. Oscar. It hurt. Why didn't I make this kid stay behind? I can't believe I let that happen to them. Rosalina. Dad, this might be the overwhelming pain and exhaustion talking, but shut up. I love you. You didn't do anything wrong, okay? Avery. I had no idea what I was going to say until the weird words were already spilling out. It was like I had no control over myself. Kanika. I remember each and everything I said. It's like it was burned into my memory. Sybil. You poor souls. I can't begin to imagine what you've all been through. Pingu. Do any of you know who you were supposed to be? Kanika. No idea. Avery. The words just came out. Oscar. There was no context, nothing. But there was a weird feeling, like an overwhelming guilt. Alexis. I was so angry. Rosalina. I was mostly just scared. Kanika. I didn't feel any of those things. I don't know how to describe it. I felt powerful. Avery. I was just cold. Oscar. We should probably get going. It's starting to get chilly out, and there's still work to do to get Rosalina set up for the night. Sybil. Don't be a stranger, and let us know if you need anything, Oscar. Oscar. I will. Thank you. All of you. Again. Sybil. I believe it's time for me to get my daughter home as well. Kanika. But... Sybil. Kanika, dear, you haven't been feeling well. You need to get some rest. Kanika. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow, Pingu? Pingu. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Kanika. Cool. Kanika wearily treks back to the general store. Sybil. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight, and about what's happened to you. But let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. If you swing by the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Pingu. Sybil leaves you and catches up to her daughter. Avery. I guess it's just the two of us now. Pingu. So you have no idea who you were? I could roughly place most of the others. Avery. None whatsoever, but I remember everything I said, and I remember that cold feeling. A prisoner of the Scarlets. I wonder what your family was up to back then. I guess we can add it to the ever-growing pile of mysteries. Pingu. What do you remember? Avery. As far as I know, all of it. I might start forgetting soon, but for now, it's all fresh. The twisting wasn't the most pleasant, but even though I feel like I got tossed in a blender, it honestly made me feel so alive. Explorer. Pingu. So you don't regret coming along tonight? Avery, I can't believe you're the one being apologetic right now. These bruises are temporary, you know? Look, it was a horrible experience that will stick with me for the rest of my days. But it was also kind of amazing for that. I don't know if that makes sense, but how many other people can say they were possessed by a ghost? Pingu, I guess you finally got some shared trauma with everyone now. Avery chuckles, then grabs at their ribs, wincing. Avery, yeah, I guess I do, huh? I know tonight was horrific, but it was also thrilling. And knowing we all went through it together, it makes it easier. There are people to commiserate with tomorrow morning when the soreness really starts to set in. Which reminds me, I'd better get back home. I'm supposed to have a shift tomorrow morning. I might have to call in sick, but here's hoping a good night's sleep is enough to heal up. And, I hope you feel better soon. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Avery heads off, leaving the square in front of the library empty. Time to wrap things up here. As soon as you get into the car, the exhaustion of the night's events overwhelms you. The ache in your bones becomes a dull throb as your body sinks into the seat, and your eyelids pull shut as if weighted by lead sheets. Tabitha, we're back. Do you need me to carry you inside? I'm sorry, I just really like the powerful build option for it, and I'm going for it. Pingu, I don't even want to think about how many years of gains got undone tonight. It's okay. Our lovely Thembo character will get those gains back. We'll regain the gains. You're back inside. The chill of the night breeze is a little better here, but your legs are numb with exhaustion. Tabitha, well, we're back. I have to imagine you want to get to bed. I'm going to start with Pingu. Do you think Stella is going to be okay? She wandered off back there. I'm worried about her. Tabitha, she's a pest, and like all pests, she has an uncanny way of bouncing back from things. She'll be fine. You should be far more concerned with your own well-being right now. Pingu, how did you know how to call Sybil? Or how did you know to call Sybil? Tabitha, who else should I have called? The cops? I believe you've seen their competence on full display. Besides, I'm sure you've heard that old woman talk. If anyone in this town would have known how to deal with a ghost, it would be her, right? Okay, I'm calling it here. You've got to get to bed. You look like death. You find yourself unable to object. Tabitha, don't keep poking around looking for trouble. You just have to make it to the funeral. 4 more days, that's all. Then the bus comes. Pingu, I'd like to stay in touch after all this is done. Tabitha, we'll see how things go. Anyway, night. See you tomorrow. Time to go to bed. I do like that we got a lot of Tabitha's, like, there's, like, Tabitha's grumpy faces, and then there's Tabitha's, like, real emotion faces, and we definitely got a few of Tabitha's real emotion faces tonight. We have not gotten a real smile out of Tabitha yet, but that's because I haven't been aiming for that on this run, and I don't think Tabitha likes me very much, or she would have volunteered to take my place. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. Before your thoughts can drift away into nightmarish recollections of hours past, your phone buzzes on the nightstand. Stella. Hey, sorry I ran off earlier. Wound up in a really bad headspace. I care about you so much. So sorry you got hurt in there. I just need some time to get a handle on things. This is sweet. I like that Stella texts to apologize. Stella, sorry. I think I'm gonna call her. You call Stella, but it goes straight to voicemail. Alright, well, text instead. Okay, I'm looking at this. It's like, there's take all the time you need, there's do you need to talk, there's I'm here if you need me, and then there's the ones that start to scroll into shitty responses. So it kind of goes, this one feels like it goes in order from the good responses to the shitty responses. I want to say, you know what, I'm going for that extremely, like, the energy I'm going for this character means that I'm going to say, I'm the sorry one. I let that ghost hurt you. I think that my Thembo has probably very strong protective instincts, which is why they sacrifice themselves for Tabitha's sake, and why their first thought with Stella apologizing is, I'm sorry, you got hurt, because I couldn't save you. So maybe a bit of a savior complex, which is probably not ideal, but wants to protect the people that they care about. I think that's fine. I think you can want to protect the people you care about and not have a savior complex. Anyway, so, Pingu. I'm the sorry one. I let that ghost hurt you. You put your phone back on the nightstand. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half a week has passed since you first arrived in town, and a little over half that a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest at the expense of unknown years of your life. The specter of the night's events will linger over you for every day you have left, a grim reminder of the price you willingly paid for the crimes of a family you never met. Maybe it'll be easier in the morning. Maybe your joints will ache just a little less than they do now. Maybe you can still right the capsized ship of your now broken life. Or maybe things will only get worse from here. I don't think my character regrets having done this. This is the end of episode 3. We hope to have episode 4 released before the end of the year. Alright, so, oh man. I mean, I know I took a lot of breaks and did a lot more talking, because I'm thinking about it, and like, the Silent Max run only took 3 hours, because he doesn't talk to people. I let every conversation go on as long as it possibly could on this run, so hence why what took me 3 hours before took 4 hours. I also took a few breaks, but yeah, I definitely see how this ended up a 4-hour stream, but yeah, there it is. Chapter 3. And I will definitely pick up again with both the Thembo run and the Silent Max run again when Chapter 4 comes out. And until then, although I do want to do one more run where the goal is be besties with Tabitha, I think the next thing I might do, I might take a little break from Scarlet Hollow and use this every other Sunday night time to do Arcadia Fallen, because I've really been wanting to stream that one, because I like it a lot, so look forward to that. Alright, and with that, I am ending the stream and going the heck to sleep. Oh man, I will take a quiz. Yeah, alright. Y'all are great. Thank you everyone who came by and watched any part of this, or anyone who is watching this later. Thank you for sticking around. I appreciate you all so very, 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 very much. And I should actually be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Cinderella Phenomenon. I know I kind of unexpectedly skipped last week. I had an internet connectivity issue, but there shouldn't be anything that prevents me from doing Cinderella Phenomenon tomorrow, so hope to see some folks there. Alright, good night! Have a lovely night! Good night, everyone. Bye!